It's fucking brick outside. God damn.
This man's been in New York. It's brick outside.
You are from Atlanta. Shut up.
I'm from everywhere. You don't know where I'm from.
You don't talk like that.
Oh, that's so funny.
6 degrees outside. If it was 6
You
degrees
are
in
from
Houston,
southern
you'd be like, damn,
Georgia.
B. You don't know where I'm from.
All right, man. Well, what I do know is it's officially NBA trade season.
Word of my dad.
We're here.
I heard 2
Moses-
Word of my dad. It's mad brick outside, yo.
What a chaotic start. We are here today, as you guys see by the title, to talk NBA trades, to talk transactions, to talk all the stuff that's not basketball about the league. Because the trade deadline is quickly coming. So today we're going to give one trade that every single NBA team should make.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. And if you disagree, you're stupid. Don't leave a comment. We're not trying to hear that, man. We're always right. That's what I'm saying.
And as you see by your public beratement, we are here joined by a special guest, Jack, a.k.a. JokicJoestar, here with us today. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. How are you doing today?
Great. Fantastic.
Well, it's brick outside, so I just had to check.
Oh yeah, I heard y'all over there in DC having a snow fight, Jack. Is that true?
Yeah, I didn't make it out to the snowball fight. My arm isn't what it once was, but yeah, it's a little snowy.
You said
here.
it like you're 30. What the hell?
Well, I mean, okay. If you have to know, I tore my ACL this summer, so me.
I was just about to ask.
What they gotta do with your
I was
arm?
just about to ask. The last time we saw you, you were recovering. You was on the pain meds.
Yeah.
Can you run in the snow?
Yo,
Is that possible?
It probably is. I'm not gonna roll the dice with it though. For like
Tearing your
a
ACL
random.
just as a normal person sounds so catastrophic.
It is like if I had like a real job, like if I wasn't on this like podcast TikTok stuff. It would ruin my life, and so that's that's
like you can never
reason.
do anything the same again.
Yeah, no. Like I'm.
Well, he's not
yeah.
going to lose his foot.
Yeah, I could.
But he
walk.
won't move like how he normally moves, bro. So
Yeah,
it's
no, I
a
was
regular
exactly-
He's
person.
losing his lateral agility to like work in a warehouse.
Yeah, like I was Zach LaVine, and now I'm Joe Ingles now. But before, oh my God, you guys should. I was an electric athlete. It was crazy.
Joe Ingles sounds like such a like honest comp for your play style. 2025 Joe Ingles specifically, the one who doesn't play.
Oh man, that's tough.
Yeah, man. Like I said, one trade for every single NBA team. It's going to be a mix of stuff that should be done by this trade deadline, or for some instances where teams that obviously aren't going to make a deal in the next month, we're looking a little bit more big picture and just in general deals they should make over the coming year. But it's going to be interesting. A lot of moves to be made this year.
Yeah,
100%.
exactly. Now, with that being said, I have so many hitters for y'all, but then also at the same time too, there are a few teams that this is our first trade episode since the second apron happened, and we're gonna see like real life complications, even as content creators, even as TikTokers and podcasters. I want to do some of the craziest shit, but I fucking can't. Why? Because it's stupid ass CBA, bro. I'm handicapped.
Goddamn CJ McCollum ruining our content lives.
Yeah,
bruh.
we're the biggest victims. That's what I've been saying. It's like that's where the hit really comes in. Is I can't. Fanspo is way harder to work now.
Exactly.
If you're watching on YouTube, do us a favor. Drop a like and subscribe as always. Help the channel grow. If you're on audio platforms, especially on Spotify, where we're trying to rise up those charts, leave a 5-star rating, leave a review, comment on there, all of that. Yeah, man, let's get into the episode.
The cranium is crazy. Oh my god.
I mean, I really don't know what to say.
Crayon eaters rejoice.
But before we get into this episode, before we start talking, yapping about trades, we got a special little announcement to make. Jack, why are you here?
I'm here. It's funny that you should say, oh, before we start yapping, we have an announcement to make. I'm here because Isaac and I are going to be yapping on an entirely different program for the foreseeable future. We're doing a new podcast together called Project 94.
Clap it up for Project 94.
Yay! Exactly. Yeah. And I know you're clapping at home with us, so I appreciate that.
Yeah, man. Like he said, we're launching a second show. It's going to be real similar to the tone and vibe you come to expect with this show with the D3, but it's going to be me and Jack. You know, with the D3, we do every single NBA team a lot of times. We do really long, really, really big picture episodes. It's going to be the opposite over on Project 94. It's going to be me and Jack doing one topic at a time per video, 2 to 3 times a week, diving into one team, one breaking news, one trade, whatever it may be. So yeah, man, just more of what you come to like from this channel, but with just me and Jack over on the second channel. The link is in the description. I'll probably pin it in a comment. Go check it out, subscribe. The first episode is going to drop the day after this episode. So if you're watching on Saturday or later, it's already out. Go check it out. We're shitting on the Warriors for 65 minutes straight. It's glorious.
Damn.
Yeah, it's beautiful. What more could you ask for? You know, a wonderful weekend of football, and then for 45 minutes, it's like, damn, fuck the Warriors, fuck the Warriors, fuck the Warriors.
Yeah, 45 minutes of us slandering a billionaire. It's lovely.
Yeah,
Nah,
exactly.
I love that.
As I tend to do.
Is it gonna be on Spotify?
It will be, naturally. It's going to be on all the audio platforms. You can listen to it, watch it on YouTube. It's going to be the exact same format you come to expect and format ways to consume it that you are with this show.
We're going to broadcast it on the radio, too. It's gonna be everywhere.
Hey, check out Pandora. We're on there.
Pandora 2025.
That's crazy. Damn. Dude.
Oh my gosh.
Does
Crown
Pandora
eaters, you know where
exist?
we at. Go find him.
Yeah, man. More to come from that. You'll be hearing and seeing more about it. I'll be sharing it on all of our pages, but here it is. I'll have the logo on screen right now, probably. It's not ready right now, but I'm sure by the time this comes out, it will be.
I have no idea where I'm. I'm sorry, I checked out. I checked out for a second. I took a sip of my Coke Zero and I was just like, I just pondered real quick. My bad. I heard the silence and I was like, yeah, I should probably say something. Yeah, I'm good.
Nah, I'm good.
All right, man. What's the first trade you guys want to talk about? Donovan, since you finally learned how to talk, what's the first trade you want to talk about today? What's the first thing?
We've been talking a long time, several years about this player getting traded. I'm tired of talking about it. I want to see it happen. I want to see Zach LaVine get moved. And I would like for Zach LaVine to get traded to the Detroit Pistons. I don't care about him going to the Lakers, the Warriors. I don't think that would be the best fit. I think the level to which we have seen Cade Cunningham rise this year, now that the Pistons actually look like a competent NBA team, let's put this thing into overdrive. And we were talking about it earlier this week on the on our stream, you know, TD3 Tuesdays, tap in. But
6 p.m. Eastern Time.
Exactly. My proposal is that the Pistons trade Tobias Harris, Marcus Sasser, 2 second-round picks, and you get Zach LaVine. And now you have a backcourt duo of Cade, an actual scorer, and then we move from there.
Wait, that's
How
the only
does that
salary you need? That's all you need is Tobias
Yeah.
and Sasser?
It works.
Oh, I forget.
How much does Tobias
is getting
make?
paid
I
a
forget.
bag. But how much is he's getting paid like 25 or 26 a year?
Listen.
Oh, do the Pistons have cap space still? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, listen, I put it into Fanspo. I hit try
And it
to
works.
trade and it said success. So
That's all that matters.
that's all that matters. But yeah,
I love this.
That's the framework that I want to see. And I think that would actually help the Pistons and their offense get to an entirely new level.
Yeah, we talked about this trade happening last year. We were early on this
Yeah.
when the Pistons sucked. We brought this up on several episodes. We said, low-key, Cade needs a guy like Zach LaVine to be kind of perfect. And nobody was really rocking with it because the Pistons were terrible. And then Zach LaVine got surgery and shut down the season like a week after. So it was kind of out of everybody's mind.
But it made sense.
But it made sense for a while.
Honestly, it kind of made more sense to do it last year because you probably could have got less, or you could have got more value when Zach LaVine's trade value was at an absolute low. But I mean, he's been good this season, you know. So like, I think like when you look at the Pistons and you look at their future, you have Asar there who can't shoot. Like you have guys, and you have guys who can be athletes and defenders, and you're like waiting on the shot to come around. You can inject that right now, and especially the fact that like Jaden Ivey went down. That's another guy where you were still trying to play around with that backcourt. You can get a proven veteran in. That makes so much sense, and it for a team that's like 500 on the cusp of either playing or even top 6 in the East. You can make that move right now. You can end up at like 5 or 6. So
I like that.
Yeah, I like this a lot. I like it because I feel like the Pistons are really well suited for the length of his contract as well. Like I feel like to do this, I don't think Marcus Sasser is like a real building block of the future for them. I think he's like a cool piece for the Bulls to get back and everything. But if they do this, they don't give up any insane draft capital. They don't give up any insane players, and they just get like a very talented guy who slots in really nicely next to Cade. while they're trying to go from like, oh, this team was terrible, now they're mid, and now they're kind of turning the corner from mid into maybe
Mid
like
plus.
a serious bottom of the playoffs type team. And so I like it a lot. I like it way more than what I've seen drawn up for like LaVine to the Lakers or stuff. It makes way more sense.
Yeah,
I like it a lot
agree.
more than LaVine's Lakers too.
Yeah, I agree. For a team like the Detroit Pistons, who just have been into rebuild mode over the last 5 years and haven't really reaped much of the benefits other than one guy so far. You know, Asar's Asar, gonna let him grow and all that. But in terms of like what they're doing right now, they have one real guy who's like lifting everything, and they just finally put spacing around him. Having someone like Zach LaVine will accelerate the process. What's funnier to me is like how we're just like paying so much attention to the Detroit Pistons, and the Chicago Bulls are just like the NBA's litter box. Like, yeah, think about what this team would do, and you just do what you do to the Bulls, and you just like move on with your life. This is what they are.
I don't care at all.
Yeah.
They
the
do
only
it to
goal for me with the
themselves.
Bulls. The only goal of the Bulls is to get the good players from them and send them to teams we care about.
Yeah.
With the Bulls, it's crazy because like I always see people who like people draw up trades that really favor their own teams, and a lot of times they'll include other franchises and they'll just completely fleece them. But when people involve the Bulls in trades like that, I'm like, that might work. Like that actually, like it really, the Bulls do whatever. I don't understand how their front office works in any capacity. So yeah, I'm on board with it.
I think the Pistons have been at their best. The Pistons have been at their best this year when they have Malik Beasley next to Cade. Like it's looked really, really special having a real off-screen shooting threat next to Cade with how well he's able to drive and kick. So just imagining LaVine in Malik Beasley's shoes, that is like putting super soldier serum into Malik Beasley. Zach LaVine can do all that same stuff. He can run off of screens. He can catch and shoot. But if he catches it, he can actually drive a little bit. He can actually make some stuff happen. Actually set Cade up, which is something they really need. So they can really get him into more easy type of shooting opportunities, really get that efficiency up. It's a perfect fit.
Yeah. And the crazy part about it too, like Mo talked about the length of his contract. Zach LaVine turns 30 this year. He turns 30 in March. He's 29 right now. And it's crazy that he's not.
Zach LaVine's 30 already?
It's crazy that he's 30 already, but it's also crazy because it's felt like we've talked about Zach LaVine so much and he's kind of been like present that like the fact that he's not already 30, I'm like, oh, that's kind of interesting. Like you still have a couple years and a couple miles
wonder.
left. Yeah, a couple miles left on him to where it makes sense.
You thought he was older? I thought he was younger.
The 2016 dunk contest was like damn near 10 years ago. What the fuck?
Wow.
Nah, relax.
Holy shit.
All right.
Holy.
Next trade.
We're
I don't wanna
washed.
talk about that.
That's crazy, bro. That's insane.
Next trade.
10 years ago.
All right. I'll do my first one. Well, that's an easy slam dunk one. I'll do one more that's an easy slam dunk that needs to happen. We need Cam Johnson to go to the Thunder. Cam Johnson is going to have the ultimate bidding war. It feels like every team in the league is vying for his skills. Lately, we've seen the Pistons get in the mix in reports. I need him to be on the Thunder so bad. Last year, we thought Larry Markkinen was available for a split second in the season. We were like, oh my God, what could you possibly imagine that's better than the Thunder getting a 6'11" shooting wing that can do some stuff? Didn't get him. You know who else fits that description? Cam fucking Johnson. He would be a glove in hand fit. The Thunder are obviously the best team in the West. They're ready to win a title now. If you could upgrade Isaiah Joe to big Isaiah Joe and Cam Johnson and get a little bit better, it's a win-win to me. I think it should be Isaiah Joe, Ousmane Deng, and whatever draft picks are necessary because the Thunder have 1,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like it. I think for the Thunder, like it makes sense, but also right now it's just a really weird period for the Thunder because they've been this good without Chet that I'm like, I just want to see Chet come back and then see the rest of the roster as it was and see how good everybody can elevate, see how good everybody else fits in, and then we can keep going. But like, if you listen, it never hurts, and they're clearly on the train of like, let's just get good players in the building and we'll figure it out later. And they kind of always figure it out.
I think moments like this for OKC and specifically like Sam Presti is where things can get kind of tricky. You can sit in your hands and be like, yeah, like kind of complacent, or you could be like, this team is great already as is, but it can be even better. And they're gonna naturally have to like start cycling off players that they drafted a few years ago and like be really picky and choosy between what's worth like cutting off the fat, even if they are good. Like, i.e., a massive L of a trade that happened, but at the end of the day, no one's looking at it and be like, this is why the OKC Thunder failed. Is like Terrence Mann from, not Terrence Mann, my bad. What's his name again? Last name
Keep going.
I forget his name, but that dude.
Trey Man.
Yeah,
Trey Man to the
since
Hornets.
they let go of since they lost him and acquired Gordon Hayward, obviously an L trade, but they did it for good reasons. And I think giving up on someone like Usman Deng is not going to dismantle their franchise. Instead, like, hopefully they're going to like do what they meant to do last year and get an actual piece who's going to help alleviate a lot of the stresses of Shea, because he's doing a lot right now on offense.
Yeah, he's also not good, Usman Jang. So like that's fine. It's Isaiah Joe is very
Trey
good.
Man's
You don't want to lose Isaiah
That's
Joe.
tough, yeah.
Yeah, like Isaiah Joe is very good. It would suck to lose him. If you want to, you could do Aaron Wiggins plus another player. If you want to get rid of Joe, you could do Wiggins, Kyrie Williams, and Jang. Whatever the version is, but I think Wiggins and Joe are very good role players that are flawed but extremely helpful for what they do. And Thunder fans have a real connection to them because they kind of uncovered these guys. And it hurts to get rid of them, I know. But Cam Johnson does all those things they do, but better. He's kind of like both those players combined. He's like Isaiah Joe shooting from Wiggins size. To me, it's a no-brainer. You don't lose the flexibility that Mo mentioned. You'll still have 13 first-round picks over the next 4 years, so you'll have the ability to continue to replace players as you need to. You have like 2 more years before Chet Holmgren needs to get paid. Guess how many years left on Cam Johnson's contract? 2. It aligns perfectly in that way. It's a no-brainer to me.
Yeah, I like it. So, like, I'm completely on board, and I think it makes sense purely from the perspective of, like, get good players in the door and figure it out. Yeah. And I also think you have, like, Cam Johnson, if you think back to like the Suns days, there's like a serious foundation of playoff experience. He's played in like a lot of pretty meaningful games. And so, yeah, I like it. I guess my only thing that I think about with this is I feel like everybody points to the move and they're like, this would solve what the Thunder struggle with in terms of like a lot of when the Thunder really struggle, it's because nobody else but Shea can like truly create with the ball in their hands. I don't know if Cam Johnson like fixes that issue, but like everyone's attested to, they have so many assets that this doesn't need to be the move that fixes that problem. J-Dub could take a step, Chet could take a jump, or they could go out and get somebody else with all of the draft picks that they will have after they outbid everybody in pursuit of Cam Johnson. So yeah, I like the move.
Yeah, it is a fix a creation thing. They're still limited to 2 dribblers with Shea and J-Dub, but I think it makes that identity they currently have in that way just stronger, just because you have better 3-and-D around them, which is what you need, obviously. So it's same identity, but just a better version of what you can be, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that. That's good.
I like those moves.
All right.
Y'all ready?
Well, what's your first trade? We are.
All right. So the Atlanta Hawks are currently they're probably not in the market, but me personally, I've been in the market for at least the last like 2 years.
You've been in the market
for a new center. Yeah, I've been in the market for them. I've been like outside of State Farm. I've been out here in the city to city, bro. I've been in Denver. I've been in fucking Brooklyn, bro. I've been in everywhere, bro, looking for a new center for the Atlanta Hawks, because Clint Capella, although he is valued in certain ways, he's not valued to me when it comes to what he offers to the Atlanta Hawks.
He's a locker room guy, okay? You know?
Someone loves him. Someone out there loves Clint Capella. It's not me.
Rayford, I got bad news for you. You're going to have to find a new locker room best friend, because I am taking Clint Capella and I'm shipping him to Brooklyn in exchange for Nick Claxton. Now, Nick Claxton not enough. Or Clint Capella is obviously not enough, because Clint is just a aging, declining, just like whatever center. Still has some type of value, but not value in Atlanta. So, for the sake of the Hawks, like solidifying their center position, I think Nick Claxton will give them a whole lot of everything, a whole lot of versatility and flexibility. But obviously that's not enough, because Clint is Clint, so they're gonna have to attach a first-round pick. And that first-round pick is going to belong to the Los Angeles Lakers of the year 2025, which they required just a couple years ago. So it's going to be
Clint and a first-round pick.
Clint and a first-round pick from the Lakers for straight-up Nick Claxton.
I wonder if it takes 2. Just one first-round pick at Claxton. Do they feel like that's enough to trade somebody that could probably stick around for a few years of rebuilding?
It depends on how the league views Nick Claxton. To me, I think he's ultra valuable, but I don't know if it takes 2. 2's a lot.
Yeah. I don't know if it takes 2, just because I don't know if the market is necessarily there the way it is with like Cam Johnson. Maybe it's not like the Nets have to move off of him, so they could just say no and wait for like more people to need depth at the center position. But I think like if it were to happen right now, if the Nets really did just want to like blow it up and get rid of all of their serious contributing guys, then yeah, I think a first, maybe like you include like a bullshit kind of potential young guy in there, or a few seconds, but 2 firsts right now, I feel like wouldn't go down.
Mo, would you add Kobe Buffkin into that? Kobe Buffkin in a first?
Yeah. Kobe's injured right now, and there's like weird rules. I feel like the NBA shifts day to day between like, are you allowed to trade an injured player or not? And in this instance, if we are, then I do it.
It's in 2K, you're not allowed to, but in real life, you're allowed to. I thought that for years. I thought you weren't allowed to because in 2K they make it so you can't. I spent like the first 7 years of my fandom thinking it was illegal to trade an injured player.
He's hurt right now. He can't be traded. Everyone,
the money's off the books.
And if I play 2K still, I'll go back. I didn't know you could turn that shit off. Never mind.
But no, I think Kobe Buffkin plus a 25 first makes sense because this is a good draft class. The Lakers pick will probably be like 20, 19, something like that. Mm-hmm. So getting a mid to late first in a very strong class is the exact type of things a team like the Nets should be doing. Get as many bites of the apple as possible. Yeah, I think it's a win-win.
Yeah, I love it for the Hawks, especially because their center point is not. They have one of the most okay center rotations between what Clint and Onyeka can give you, but I feel like Nick Claxton gives you the best of both of their games.
Yeah,
and then some, because like he also has like an ability to be a connector in some lights and like do a little bit of his own stuff with the ball in his hands.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has a mobility of Onyeka plus a lob threat of Capella.
Yeah. Yo, Capella's actually so, like, the idea of Trey having, like, a real lob threat again makes me so excited. Like, I'm a huge Trey Young fan, and Capella will always be, like a 7-foot tall guy who can dunk the ball, but Claxton is, like, genuinely, like, one of the most athletic bigs. Yeah. So that would make me really happy, especially because it also feels like their defense is a serious rim protecting big away from being, like, even with Trey out there and like everybody, all the critiques he has, they could be a serious defense if they had like a real good rim protector.
If Ricochet continues to develop, like year 2 and year 3, if he becomes a long rangey defender he can be, having Dyson, Ricochet, Jalen, and Claxton is so much athleticism. Mm-hmm. That's exciting.
And like DeAndre Hunter and people like off the bench, like their wing rotation it's crazy, low key.
I mean, let's get Claxton in Atlanta. I like this.
Let's do it. And if we get
guys love it and I love it more.
If we can get like
put that fucking hand down.
Season. Yeah, relax. You're doing a lot. But if we can get a bounce back season from Trey 2 and like have him be like the offensive engine that we like have come to expect from him, that's interesting. That's interesting.
Yeah, when Trey can make layups again, it's gonna be nice.
Oh, it'll be scary, dude. Oh my god.
I saw a stat earlier. Every single month of the season so far, Trey's getting more and more efficient. So maybe if we're lucky, by the end of the year, he'll be at league average.
Nice.
I need this to happen.
I need some league average efficiency in my life. I'm a Trey Young fan. I'm begging for it.
All right. Is it my turn?
It is.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll rip off. I'll start at the bottom. I'll go garbage team trades first. Kyle Kuzma to the Kings for Kevin Huerter, a 2027 first-round pick, and Colby Jones. I feel like this gives the Wizards... I mean, the Wizards, they probably held too long on Kuzma. I think they were a bit too accommodating of like where he wanted to go at the deadline last year, and that really cost them... It probably cost them like a pick in some regards, but he still has some value. I think the Kings are in a pretty desperate spot after firing Mike Brown, because they've kind of turned it around, and so they might be in possession to try and remain as competitive as possible. And then, a first-round pick and like a solid potential guy in Colby Jones for Kuzma at this point, in exchange for taking on one of the most damaging players in the league in Kevin Huerter. Like straight up, like he was causing half their problems in the second they stopped playing.
One of the most damaging players in the league.
Yeah, I think Kings fans.
It makes him sound like a virus that the CDC is working out, man. Holy shit.
Yeah, I think Kings fans at this point probably hate this because they're really falling in love with Colby Jones, and Kuzma's been ass this year. But while they probably aren't happy about it right now, I think you're 1,000% right because this team has been obsessed with Kyle Kuzma for like 4 years. Mm-hmm. Ever since the Lakers first made him available back in the day. I extremely remember there was talks of getting Nemanja Bjelica for Kyle Kuzma in like 2019. Dude, the Kings have been lusting after Kuzma for half a decade. It makes sense now that to be a total Kings thing to finally get him in probably the worst time for them to get him, but it's very possible.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think the Kings are kind of like we were talking about the Bulls earlier. They're kind of in that space where you could see any move happening for that team, because at any point you're just like, I wonder what the front office is thinking about this. And like
Yes.
they seem capable of doing wild stuff like that. But I'm with you. I do think that like for like Jack said, the desperation from Sacramento is absolutely real. And after going out and signing DeMar and doing all that and all these trade rumors about De'Aaron Fox, it's like maybe we can get one more year where we can prove ourselves to be like a top 6 team in the West. Maybe if we could do that, we can keep De'Aaron and all that stuff. It makes sense for where the Kings are, but I wouldn't, if they made that deal, I wouldn't like the outlook of Sacramento any better than what it is.
Yeah,
right
At
now.
this point, they got to do whatever it takes to like prove to
Yeah, you just gotta
De'Aaron
try
Fox
stuff,
that they're
I
worthy.
guess.
You know, like if I'm the Sacramento Kings front office, I would probably do something like this because in my mind, I'm already foreseeing De'Aaron Fox leave. But you got to show him at least that you're trying to get shit together. We're trying to.
Now, if you were De'Aaron
trying.
Fox, Fox, and you're like, listen, I'm about to ask for a trade. What can you give me? And they're like, we got Kyle Kuzma. Are you staying or are you saying, yeah, send the tweet right now, I want out?
Oh, I'm gone, bro. Get me on an interview with Shams Charania right now. What are you talking about? I'm gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's gonna go on Club 520 request a trade on live TV.
And when you guys were like talking about like they are kind of like the Bulls in terms of let's call it unpredictability. You never know
Great
where
word.
they're coming
Great
from.
word.
They're kind of like that. And if they hadn't fired Mike Brown, I do firmly believe that like somebody could have fleeced them for Keon Ellis. Like if they were rolling out Keon
my
Ellis
God.
for like 15 minutes a night and like they just kept rolling with Mike Brown, I genuinely thought the Wizards were going to be able to get him away from Sacramento. But obviously that hasn't rolled out, so I pivoted to Colby Jones. To be honest, the salaries work regardless. So like even if you wanted to go one of their like G League to like Isaiah Crawford or whoever, there's a bunch of different guys that could be included in this. I think the Wizards would still be happy if they got the pick.
Yeah. Okay. Well, you mentioned the team that's very desperate. Let me stick with some desperation real quick and talk about the Lakers. The team that is always in all the trade rumors in the world. I'm not going to come up here and say the Lakers are going to trade for Jimmy Butler, or going to trade for Zach LaVine, or even Brandon Ingram. Nobody that huge. But I do think they are pretty desperate to make a trade. They're currently a pretty solid team. They're hovering around the 5-6 seed. And the conversation this year has been, are they good enough to buy into and put assets into? Or is a teardown coming in the coming summers? I think they should probably buy into this team, at least a little bit. So to me, what that means is I think they should trade Jalen Hood-Schifino, a 2029 first-round pick, unprotected, and the 2027 first-round pick that's currently owed to the Utah Jazz. Remove the protections because they're sending us back Walker fucking Kessler. Give us a real talented young big in exchange for unprotecting a pick they already have and giving them a whole nother one, which is a good asset for the Lakers fucking 5 years on the line. For a big that can play with Anthony Davis, without, you can ensure that you have 48 minutes of strong rim protection in the same way the Cavs do. You can do some interesting stuff with those two bigs.
That's scary. That's scary. But for me, I think I'm scared because that 2029 is unprotected. I think like the Lakers in 29 in I guess 4 years now. That's a scary sight because I have no faith that like LeBron's going to still be here in 4 years. Anthony Davis is going to be like 36, and you probably, if you don't make a move right now, and if you do buy into this team and make that move, then in 4 years you probably are going to be rebuilding. You probably are.
Definitely.
Like in a new era, and not having that pick is kind of scary to me.
I agree. The only reason I'm okay with it, one, I think Danny Ainge would demand it. They don't need to trade Walker Kessler. They can keep him.
Yeah.
He's a cheap player on a good contract, and he's young and he's very talented. So you're gonna have to give up real value. You can't try to half-ass it with them. And he is in his third year in the league. He has 2 more years on a rookie contract after this. He can be here in 4 years. If you're going to make this type of deal, you get somebody that has long-term value. I wouldn't do this for somebody that's like 35, but Walker Kessler's 23.
I 110% agree. That's why in my mind you don't make a move for Jimmy Butler because it's such that you're buying way too into the now, right? And Walker Kessler allows you the flexibility to kind of play two timelines if you want to use that verbiage, because he's ultra valuable
I don't.
now, and his game
Don't
will
trigger me.
age like perfectly
Hey,
when he's
yeah.
like 30, 31, 32 still. Like, bro, just block shots and hit layups. That's all I'm asking you to do, and he can do that.
Yeah, I'm not going to use the word two timeline to not trigger myself because it makes me insanely mad.
Two timeline. Ooh, you scared?
But I do think obviously the Lakers have to think about the next 2 years or so with LeBron, but also think about the fact that JJ Redick is your coach and you want to build something here with him long term. You should think about the next 5 to 6 years with him and give him a chance to really build something. And Walker Kessler can be a key foundation with that. You can have Kessler and Reeves and maybe Connect if he ends up being good, being guys you see being here from this era and the next. That it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
And if they do this too, to me, it seems like they're like, no, you're good. I was gonna say, if they do this, it seems like they're fully leaning into one side of the spectrum when it comes to their identity, and they're all in on defense, and their offense just come when it comes to whatever Austin Reeves, AD, or LeBron can give them. So I love that
For sure.
Yeah. Okay. It's fine. I would not do this. I don't really think Kessler as like a piece moving forward into like the two timelines thing would be that valuable. And when you're like, oh, the core of like Reeves, Connect, and Kessler,
It's not a core.
If they could be anything, I'm like, bro, that's like a 30-win team, dude. Like that's crazy.
No, that's not what I mean. That's not what I mean. Not a core.
So,
Reeves, Connect, Kessler, the three great
You said
whites.
that's
I
your
loved
future.
it, bro.
That's what
No.
we know. Isaac. We know how Isaac likes to
Good
construct
Lord.
teams. We know his bag, and that core right there.
Yeah.
What I
what
mean
you
is,
are.
Yeah.
what I mean is when LeBron retires and we go on free agency and we get a new star to pair with
Oh my
Anthony Davis,
God.
when we get 31-year-old Devin Booker in the door, these are three guys that can start alongside Devin Booker and Anthony Davis.
Yeah, whatever,
LA
man.
Duluth.
Yeah,
I hate
yeah,
Lakers
yeah.
fans so much.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
so
you know,
they're so
that will
smug.
happen.
I
Hey,
hate
you know
them.
what sucks? You know what sucks? I'm probably right. I'm probably right. It's probably gonna happen.
Whatever. Yeah, I think
Shut up.
it's fine. It's fine. Like they do get better. Kessler is he would be a very good backup big right now, and he does a lot of stuff well. But at the same time, I think if you do it, it is something that in 2029 you're like, damn, we're done this year. Like that pick, not having that pick completely kills us. And whatever version of Kessler is around or whatever you've gotten back for him at that point probably doesn't begin to make up the value you would be able to get from that pick if you could like tank and take whoever you want. So I view it firmly as a help LeBron move. I don't like it as like a help LeBron and some longevity, and we're setting up the future.
Well, listen, yeah, I'm not saying everything in the world is perfect, but you need to help LeBron. You can't be sending a message that we don't give a fuck about having the best player of all time on a roster. He can wither away and die. You can't do that. You got to make a move to get better. And at least this one has a little bit of a silver lining that you'll be a guy that can stick around.
Yeah,
That's worth it.
They did the exact same thing to Kobe though. Like they had the best player in franchise history.
Do I need to get honest right now? This is not the same thing.
And we're like,
let's do 20 minutes on this. I
Donovan,
like this.
cook.
I'm just saying they had the best player in franchise history. Gave him all the money, and it was clear. Like he also tore his Achilles and everything.
Yeah.
But listen.
No,
You know what?
He sucked.
We won't do it. We won't do it. I'm not.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
This last year in the
Whatever,
league,
guys.
ESPN ranked him as the 84th best player in the world, and it wasn't that off.
First of all, don't act like we've ever respected ESPN rankings before the season. Don't try and use that right now. Right? It's okay.
It might have been
It's okay.
dramatic, but it wasn't totally off. LeBron is not that.
I don't like that.
What's your next trade, Donovan?
Listen, there's a reason
Hilarious.
also why I didn't want Walker Kessler to go to the Lakers, and it's because I have a deal for Walker Kessler to go to the Knicks. And
Okay.
Selfish. I hate it.
in that deal. Now, mind you, me personally, I would stick it out with Mitchell Robinson. I think what Mitch provides in terms of continuity, he's been there. Tibbs has already shown so much. Like if he does not trust you, you will not play, and that's why we have guys playing 40 minutes a night in January when they are clearly hurt and they have absolutely no rest. There's been space for a lot of our younger guys to get time. Has not happened. So I think Mitch being there, he's going to play. He's going to be valuable. However, he is always injured. And so that's why I would get Walker Kessler in the building. And with that trade, it would be Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride for Walker Kessler and Jordan Clarkson. And then you can figure out you can figure out picks and whatever you want on the back end and see whatever happens. But the Knicks would get Walker Kessler. You obviously get that big that you need. And you still get some scoring that you would, theoretically lose without Deuce. But the Jazz instantly get one of the best contracts in the league. Deuce McBride is making $4 million a year. You can add some draft compensation to that. And defensively, I love Deuce. I would not do this personally, but if the Knicks were to do something, they did feel desperate enough to go out and get a backup big, this would be a trade that I could see the vision on. Because you can still replace the scoring, get a consistent backup big, and somebody who can actually play defense, actually play games, and this will kind of be the framework of it.
Yeah,
but
that's
do you
cool.
think within that too, like you cover up one massive hole in terms of like your rim protection, just your interior defensive presence being gone. Like the part of the reason why the Knicks haven't been like a complete embarrassment without Jalen Brunson on court is because of Deuce McBride, one of the best backups in the league.
I understand that, but knowing Tibbs and knowing the way that the Knicks are going to play, you're going to get Jalen Brunson for 40 minutes a night in the playoffs. You're going to get that starting lineup, and the thing that revolves around it, that you're going to have to get a backup big. There's going to be certain games where Cat's going to get 4 fouls in the early third quarter, and at that point, do you want to start leaning on Jericho Sims, a halfway healthy Mitchell Robinson, Precious Achua? Like, I do feel like if you really, really look at the Knicks defense and you say that you need some type of rim protection, that kind of deal could make sense.
Yeah, I agree. So the way I look at this is like looking at the Knicks so far this season, to me, they've been a way more viable team since the return of Precious Achua, just because of like the that's really allowed their defense to be manageable at the bare minimum. It hasn't been, I think they've been like 7th or 8th for a little while, and I don't know how real that is. I think the truth is somewhere between that and like the garbage start that they had to the season. But I do feel like their ability to exist defensively is way more important in a playoff series than their ability to like survive non-Jalen Brunson minutes. I think there's enough offense between Brunson, Cat, OG, and Bridges to justify moving off of Deuce McBride, even though he is really good and I like him a lot, and I think Danny Ainge would love to get him for Kessler, who he seems to not like at all. But I think that I think that just the ability to play defense at a manageable level against teams like the Cavs, the Celtics, just nuclear offenses that you won't be able to outscore every single night. It's more important than like if you're not going to get Brunson for 40 minutes a night in the playoffs, it's because he's hurt and you're not going to get him at all, and you're not going to win that way regardless. Like if he's not able to take you all the way, I don't think it's going to matter that you have Deuce McBride.
All of this just to get outbid by the Lakers. Unbelievable. Irrelevant trade.
Oh my God. This guy.
Mo, what's next?
That's hilarious. All right.
He was setting that up for like 45 seconds, holding the pose like,
okay,
my turn. Yeah.
All y'all the same. Fuck. Now that we've been touching on everyone's favorite team, Jack, I am talking to you. This is my solo cam to you.
Oh, Lord. All right.
I am witnessing how disappointing the Denver Nuggets season has been when it comes to specific players and just, everyone not necessarily being aligned, whether it be in the between the front office and the coach or whatnot. Everyone knows that this team is not where they necessarily want to be.
They're selling Jokic. They're selling Jokic. That's what he's saying.
I see that. Jokic sees that. He understands that this team has been struggling in all types of ways, and there needs to be improvement. Now,
we're shipping Jokic to Fox Sports 1
in New Orleans right now. I am David Griffin. Imagine me as David Griffin right now. I hit you up. I hit your line. And I got one Brandon Ingram for you. All right. And I see what you have to offer on your team. Nothing makes sense outside of MPJ. 1-for-1 trade. What do you say?
Oh, man. Okay. I say no because I don't want to be in position to pay Ingram. Like that's really where it starts. And I think Ingram is probably a better player than MPJ, and I think there's a lot of arguments that he does make the Nuggets better. It's just like, if you think MPJ is overpaid, I do feel like the way that whoever Brandon Ingram gets a contract from is going to feel after they get like a year and a half of his production. They're going to be like, holy fuck, this is like a borderline immovable contract. And so I would say no. Like, I want to say yes. I want him to do something. But at the same time, I would pass on this deal.
Interesting. I have another Ingram fit on my list if you guys want to.
I do too. Let's just do the BI stuff because I have a BI stuff.
Okay. So Mo said Brandon Ingram to the Nuggets. I understand your thought process. I don't know. MPJ has played well enough that I don't want to trade him, but if things get bad again, I can understand feeling the need to. So I don't think it's crazy. Where I want to see Ingram go to is something that the fans of this team might not want to hear, but I think it would be kind of cool. I want to see Brandon Ingram go to the Spurs. Brandon Ingram is on. Hear me out. Brandon Ingram is on a 1-year expiring contract, $36 million. He expires in several months. The Pelicans have made it abundantly clear they want to move him. They're not going to pay him. That is obvious. I don't think he's going to go for very much. I think it'll take like a pick in salary at this point because their season is over. They can't posture and say that we'll keep him and make a play-in run. That's not happening. I think their leverage is in the fucking toilet. He wants to go. They want him to go. I think the Spurs could get him for Keldon Johnson, Zach Collins, and a first-round pick. Maybe a pick and a swap. And the Spurs have a ton of picks. They have the picks from the Hawks. They have the 2031 a pick from the Timberwolves in the 2030 pick swap, as well as all their own picks. Give them that 2031 pick. Give the Pelicans a future asset. Whatever pick they want from whatever team. I think a single pick and maybe a swap can be enough. He's going to have to get paid. They're in a point where they can pay him and their financial situation will be fine because they haven't had to pay everybody else yet. And this positions them to bring in a scorer, a guy who can really create his own shot, can also play off of Wemby, has length. He's not a horrible defender like he has a reputation for. I think he's solid positionally. He'll look a lot better with with Wemby behind him. And putting him at the 3 gives you a lot of positional length, obviously having his 7'2" wingspan and then everything Wemby brings. But it also positions you to next, when another star comes available or whatever you want to do next, you can still trade Devin Vassell, who I think is good but not untouchable. He hasn't been that great lately. You have the ability to get Ingram and then trade Vassell for somebody else later. And then now you have like a real core of 3 great players.
Trio. Yeah. Okay. I can see that. And honestly, this feels more Spursy than anything else than like trades for De'Aaron Fox. We've talked before about, trades for Trae Young or like bigger name guards. This feels a little bit more like them where they go and make a move that kind of looks like around the margins. And all you're saying is like, if we can get some competent players around Wemby, competent plus, right? That is really all you need. It's just a little bit of creation because obviously Wemby's the guy, man. And so if you can get somebody who can efficiently score like 22 points a game, that makes sense.
And I think Ingram's good. Ingram is an underrated passer. He has the ability to run a drive and kick game. I don't know that he's a great lob passer. That's one thing you'd want to see from whoever plays with Wemby, but he's not a point guard. And I think his biggest issue, Ingram, is sometimes when he's not in a good offensive structure, he gets too much into the tough midi game. But I don't think he's the type of guy that like only wants to do that. Sometimes that's just what's asked of him because there's not a lot to go with him. If you have 5-out spacing with Victor Wembanyama running pick and pops, I'm fully confident Ingram can do more rim pressure than what he does play next to fucking Zion Williamson and Jonas Valanciunas. That's not a good environment for a slasher to slash. This is a great one.
Yeah, I like this more than the Nuggets Ingram thing just because even with all the concerns I have about like paying Ingram or whatever, I feel like if the Spurs are a smart front office, they can navigate the entirety of Brandon Ingram's time with them effectively. And if it gets to a moment where it's more beneficial to move off of him, they could do that. Like they have plenty of time. They can handle Ingram for 3 or 4 years or whatever, and then they can make a move in the future. Where we talk about these other teams maybe moving for Ingram, and it's like this has to be the move that puts the Nuggets back into title contention or something. I don't think Ingram is that caliber of player, especially on the kind of money that he wants to be on. And so I'm cool with the Spurs doing it because of the flexibility they have for the future, even after the move.
Yeah, it doesn't take an all-in move by any means. They're not glued to it. Wemby's so young. You can have an Ingram mini era where you're competing when Wemby's on his rookie contract. And then after that, you kind of move into the next thing when you get the next guy because you have so many assets.
I'm sensing two timelines here. Noticing a thing for the episode.
Yeah, it's two timelines, or the timeline's just long as fuck with Wemby, and Ingram could be a part of that. He doesn't have to be it forever.
I like this.
It makes sense to me.
I like this. Just a couple episodes ago, I think this is on a T3 live stream on a Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time. Donovan was over here like clamoring for, Donovan was clamoring for the Spurs to go ahead and do something because Wemby is clearly like a guy now, a top 10 guy, wherever you have him. And he needs help,
7.
and this kind of helps itches
6.
that for you. Ooh.
Hey, man. Even this year, even for just this season competing in the play-in, CP3, Vassell, Ingram, Sohan, Wemby, or you do Barnes at the 4 if you want to do Sohan if I get more spacing. That moves me. That's a solid team. Like, you have the point guard, you have a scorer. Vassell, hopefully he plays well again. Like, that's a good team going.
Like I wouldn't want to see him. Like that would be annoying if you're the Thunder and you got him in the first round. Like they still win, but it would just be like frustrating to get have to go 6 games.
I like that a lot. Yeah, I like that a lot, especially because the Spurs have had like a massive playmaking issue over the last few years or the last 2 years, and having CP3 there, I think a lot of people have been giving like a lot of credit to CP3 and what he's been doing. Maybe a little bit too much credit because I think he just got a regular normal ass point guard. But it's CP3, so it's the lure or whatever, cool. But having someone like Ingram who has playmaking abilities in him, and that's like one of the strengths of his game, does so much for Wemby and the Spurs whenever he's not on the court.
Yeah.
So,
and they have 3 straight losses right now because in the fourth quarter, their offense has gone to shit. Wemby went in the media and he said he feels like we're not adjusting in game. Teams get used to what we're doing. In the second half, we don't make an adjustment, which sounds like a shot at the coach, but they clearly have a talent deficiency. Teams are really loading up on Wemby in these fourth quarters. And literally in the past week, they've lost 3 games because of it. Ingram fixes that a little bit.
I agree.
He does. All right. So for my Ingram thing, and I feel kind of bad for Ingram because he's a good player, but you look around the league and it's just a whole bunch of teams where you're just like, I just don't know like where he fits. And I feel like at the end of the day, this is going to end up with Ingram being banished to some place. And so,
where's basketball hell at?
Portland.
Oh.
And I see it. Listen, I think Portland, like right now, their rebuild is in a very weird space, to be polite, and I don't know, but I think that if they make a move for Ingram, one, you would ship out Ayton to New Orleans. It would be like Ayton and a pick, and New Orleans can finally get a center. Ayton's 26. You can do that. If they still believe that Zion is the guy and you want to just go get a center, okay, fine, you can do that. For Portland, like I know Simons is cool, Shaden Sharp is cool. Your offense still sucks. Like they're bottom 5 in the league in offense. They're not good. They're
playing well lately. They're pesky.
Fine, good for you. Like, but you're still at the bottom. And I think injecting Ingram and injecting somebody on that team that can actually elevate that offense. Like, again, I'm not even asking for middle of the pack. Can we get to 20th best offense? Can we get the Blazers out of bottom 5 offense and getting a forward in there? You still would think that the Blazers could still move Rob Will. You can move Jeremy Grant. So the pick that you would send out with Ayton, you would easily be able to recoup that by trading your other guys. And now you have your center rotation. You have Klingon, and then go draft some guys. Like they still low key have some picks that you can move out on their own. So I think that having Ingram there could be a nice little scoring punch for what they have while they still figure out what they ultimately want to do at their guard position.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. I don't know if the Pelicans want Ayton, but if they do want Ayton, sure.
Yeah, it's tough. I'm cool with this if it's like a distant first for Portland. I think it's just so tough because they're clearly in position to like need their pick for the next few seasons. But to ship out like 4 years down the line to make this happen now, and then maybe you just have Ingram on like a shorter term contract or something, if you can sign him to that, I'm fine with it. Because I do feel like moving off, like just Ayton out and Klingon as much as you can is the future for Portland. Like I love every single Klingon minute I see, and I really don't like any of the Ayton minutes that I watch. And so, yeah. I also think, New Orleans, they're just in such a tough place with him that like a pick, if you get a pick back for Ingram at this point, you're probably pretty happy with it.
Yeah, and you're right. Like it's not going to be like a 25 first. It's not going to be like this year's first. It would be like a 29, 31 type of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jack. What's your next team?
I'll do. Okay, we've been talking 2 timelines a lot. I'll do the Warriors. I'll send.
Oh, here you go.
Yeah. I'll send. The Warriors are sending Wiggins and Kuminga to the Miami Heat for Jimmy Butler. They're doing the thing that everybody's saying in the news. I think this team. Okay, if the Warriors do this, they're fully committing to this idea that they would have 2 of like the 3 or 4 best players in a playoff series. And so they're fine scraping into the postseason as a lower seed. I don't think this move makes them more competitive for the remainder of the regular season. Just what we've seen from Jimmy Butler time and time again at this point in the year. He's not that guy until we hit like March, April, May. But I think in terms of like showing Steph Curry, who lately, I mean, maybe he's said some stuff in the media that if you go check out Project 94 or something, there's like some guys over there that are kind of like detailing how he's like low-key throwing a fit and might want out unless they make a serious move to become more competitive. And I think this is that move that you could show to Steph and be like, we are trying, man. Yeah. We're trying. We're not doing like the youth movement 2 timelines thing anymore. We want you to retire, Warrior. And we want to give you as competitive a roster as we can for the remainder of the time that you're here.
So you have to give up a lot of salary for this. So you obviously Wiggins is the central part of that. I think they might have to put Dennis in there too. So Kuminga, are you viewing it as like Kuminga is a sweetener for Miami? Like this is what you get, fucking take them? Or do you think they'll throw picks in as well?
You probably do get like a pick. It depends. I really don't think the market for Jimmy Butler is substantial at all. And I think I'll say a pick just because maybe I'm being delusional. But I do think the Miami Heat would view Kuminga in terms of like, oh, we don't do rebuilds. They would view Kuminga as a guy who they've seen at least succeed statistically in the NBA before. Whether or not that led to real. Yeah. Like, I feel like those are guys that the Heat culture would really like, rather not like their actual value is that high.
Donovan, are you moved by a core of point guard, Hero, Wiggins, Kuminga, Bam?
I'll say this: it would be ironic for the Heat to do that because it would be under the idea that we don't do rebuilds. And if you make that deal, you are instantly going to be in a rebuild. Like Kuminga and Wiggins are not going to be able to keep you afloat in the way that you want them to. And Miami would be in the lottery. They would not be a great team. But in terms of, I think that might be the best haul that you can get for Jimmy Butler. So I would do it if I was Miami. Because maybe there's somebody else. And maybe it's just me. I'm just not a massive Kuminga guy. So like, if you're Miami, maybe you can then go flip Kuminga again and get some more assets from that. But that wouldn't be the worst thing in the world if you're talking about trading a guy who's already 35 and clearly doesn't want to be there. The chemistry shot in Miami. That would be a decent haul.
Okay. What would the Warriors look like? The Warriors would have Steph. They have Jimmy at the 3. Draymond at the 4, I guess TJD at the 5. Who do you put at the 2 to round that out? Because now Dennis probably has to be part of that.
Yeah.
So maybe they finally have to start Moses Moody. They finally have to give him minutes.
Ideally,
Steve Kerr's just rolling out 4 people. He's like Moody's not.
He'd rather die.
Quit asking.
You'd have to move hell on earth to make Steve Kerr trust him.
Quit asking.
It's ridiculous.
Okay. since we're on the topic of Jimmy Butler, I have another Jimmy Butler trade for you guys. I kind of alluded to this and soft launched it during our last stream, and I'm gonna like double down on it again. The Sacramento Kings go ahead and they know they're in disarray. They are in hell.
I love this.
And they hit up the Miami Heat. Yeah, they're like, yo, Debo, heard of that guy? He's a great bucket, man. I know your bucket is sad right now. And we have a pending just like volcano waiting to erupt within our franchise. So
what do we do? We add Jimmy Butler to our volcano.
Add Jimmy Butler into your
Fire
volcano.
starter.
That should calm everything down. It always does, you know.
So here are the specifics. The Sacramento Kings simply just get Jimmy Butler, and the Miami Heat receive Debo. On top of that as well, it's either Malik Monk or Kevin Huerter. Probably Kevin Huerter, and then attached to that is a pick.
Yeah, I love this. I love this because every Kings trade we make is based off the assumption that they're dumb as hell.
Yeah,
it's actually amazing. Like it really is just like you're in the dirt and you're in the mud and you're also stupid. So why don't you just take this? Like,
so you're in the dirt, but I also believe you're a piggy who wants to make it mud. So you're gonna have some water in that
exactly.
Oh my god.
Yeah, this would be dumb because De'Aaron Fox is probably gonna request a trade in the coming years. But I do think it's realistic because they probably think what's gonna make Fox happy? Jimmy Butler, and maybe it'll work. Fox clearly wants to be loyal. They're just giving him no reason to. So maybe Jimmy Butler. He's obviously a better fit. He's a better player. So maybe it would work, which is a funny part. There might not be any reason not to do this.
It might work.
Yeah.
It might work.
I mean, if the sticking point is literally just Kevin Huerter, like if you could get rid of Kevin Huerter in addition to swapping out DeRozan for Butler, yeah, I think you do it. I think you do it, I guess. But like, yeah, this is just one of those trades where it's like, are we better? We're different. Okay, we're just different. I don't know.
The funny part is, Jimmy Butler would super not re-sign with him.
Yeah.
So like, they would do this, and then he walks, and then Fox says, "Trade me," and everybody dies.
It's like the entire principle of the trade, like going back to what you said, Jack, like getting rid of DeMar DeRozan and Kevin Huerter, who both haven't been attributing positively consistently to your team for Jimmy Butler, is like it's brilliant. But
it's a salary dump.
Yes. Exactly.
Oh.
Brilliant. But really, like, going back to what you said, Isaac, why I probably wouldn't do this trade is because I don't know how long I'm going to have Jimmy Butler, bro.
If he walks, we suck, but we got money now. Let's go.
Oh, you got to.
We paid.
This
We're
is the
so
top
paid.
We paid.
We got so much cap space.
We can go band for band with the Lakers. Oh, let's do it.
What happened to the game that I love?
That'd be very Kings to open up like a max salary spot and then have to deal with deal with the reality that they're like, you want to sign here, and everyone's just like, no, sorry.
They give it
man.
to Fred VanVleet.
Yeah, exactly, dude.
I ain't got it.
Crazy.
They give it to Chris Middleton.
God.
What's next?
Who's next? Is it me?
Sure, it can be you.
All right. We've been talking about 2 timelines. I have another 2 timeline.
Enough of 2 timelines.
We're talking about 2 timelines.
It's the theme of the Isaac. Deal with it.
We're talking about the Charlotte Hornets and their 2 timelines.
What?
Because on one hand,
Wait, the Hornets have 2 timelines?
Yes,
What
yes.
the hell?
Because on one
universe is
timeline,
this?
on one
Ass
timeline,
trash.
one of the timelines is them moving to be like competent and a serious organization. The other timeline is like, what if we were just fun, right? Like, what if we just let LaMelo do whatever and we can just have fun? And I think that for them to include even more fun, they should trade Nick Richards to the Bulls in a package, and what they would receive back is the oldest member of Big Baller Brand Incorporated, and they would get Lonzo Ball.
Yeah, that would be fun. Okay.
And again, it would just be fun. So you would trade Nick Richards, you would trade Misic, and whatever other salary filler that is possible. You would get Lonzo Ball back, and you can just have the Ball brothers in.
Listen, I hate this trade
Charlotte.
unless you somehow incorporate LiAngelo Ball to the Hornets like organization.
We can
make him a
make
media member or
again.
something
We can
like
make
that.
We can do that.
Yes.
We
Something
can
like
do that.
Yeah.
We can make Charlotte the new center of Big Baller Brand headquarters, right?
Need this.
Mind you, LiAngelo already played for the Hornets Summer League team. Let's run it back. Let's get everybody on the Hornets. That is my reasoning for this trade.
Okay.
I
LiAngelo
love
Ball, arena DJ, maybe. He could do something like
Yes.
that. He could
Yes.
get everybody a little bit hyped.
Exactly.
I'm cool with it. Yeah. Fuck it. Nick Richards for Lon. Yeah. Who cares even more? The Hornets are just one of those teams where it's like, I don't know. It's hard to even get a read on them because every time they like make a move and you're like, this could work. You know, they might be cooking with something. Everybody just falls apart health wise. Like no one can stay healthy over there, and so I don't think anybody really has like a solid grasp of what the team is supposed to look like if they put together like a nice little run.
Many healthy players, and nobody fits that billing better than Lonzo Ball.
Exactly, dude. The
That's what I'm
Iron
saying.
Man. Hell yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So let's just have a little fun. But Jack is right. Like I look at the Hornets and like there might be some trades around like the edges. But for them, I really do just want to see them continue to develop, and like I want to see LaMelo, I want to see Brandon Miller have as much time, and I like the vibes that I'm getting from them and from Charles Lee, and like the direction that they're going. Obviously, they're worse. They're a lot worse than what I thought they were going to be this year. Like I thought that they were going to be able to contend for a play-in spot, maybe even make the playoffs, whatever.
Yeah.
But it just hasn't gone that way, but I do want to see some more development out of them. So if we don't have to make like kind of an all-in move right now, I'm actually okay with it. I'm fine with them just being on the path that they're on.
There you go. That's our Hornets talk.
One of the most delusional, or like talking about the Hornets, I feel insane because if I like actually have to address where the season really fell off, I feel like I'm always like, you know, Grant Williams was doing a lot for them before he tore his ACL, and like everyone else is like, "Are you who? It's Grant Williams. Who cares?"
I like Grant Williams a lot too, so I'll join you in the lunacy.
Yeah, exactly.
What's your next trade, Jack?
My next one. Okay, all right. So I feel like this one, we've talked about a few different things this episode. We've talked about one of the most damaging players in the league, and we've talked about fleecing a dumb organization. I have the Bucks sending Bobby Portis to the Chicago Bulls for Torrey Craig and Javon Carter. This also goes back to us at the beginning being like, navigating the second apron, what are the real difficulties of that? The Bucks are like one of the most difficult teams to cook something like this up for because they're over that second apron. They can't send out more money than they get back. They can't aggregate players in a trade to do anything really notable. And I feel like I don't like watching Bobby Portis. He's probably better than Kevin Huerter, I guess, but like I still feel like
You hate Kevin Huerter?
I mean, yeah, I'm not trying to be mean, but like they're better than me at basketball, I guess. That's fine. I'll say that. Yeah, but so I feel like if you're the Bucks and you're really looking for like serious postseason aspirations, I would rather build roles for Torrey Craig and Javon Carter into my roster as like just small guys that you hope you get some contribution from, as opposed to building in like a very serious offensive role for Bobby Portis as my sixth man that I feel like even if he shows up offensively in the postseason, which he's a guy that defenses can pretty easily scheme around, either into like baiting into bad shots or just like making him take horrible shots in general. So yeah, I feel like I would rather move forward with Torrey Craig and Javon Carter as like frisky role player guys than have to like roll the dice with Bobby Portis in like a conference finals matchup or something.
I love this because I love the assumption that the Bulls are just like, man, I love Bobby Portis. Let's bring him back. I need him in my life. And they just get him for no picks. They just want him.
Yeah, I don't know. I do feel like the Bulls, they do kind of cook with that nostalgia vibe sometimes. Where it's like, remember he was here when Rondo was here, and we had it was a fun team, dude.
Rondo was here.
We should get those guys back together.
The whole time they should not.
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
Okay, I like that though. That makes sense. That would be very good for the Bucks. I would love to see that.
yeah.
I agree.
Shout out Torrey Craig. He can go be big for them.
Speaking of Torrey Craig, and now that I guess we're moving into the second apron talk, another team that's been like super hard to work around this is the Minnesota Timberwolves. Because of all the moves that they've made, it's so hard to find actual legal trades, and they can't really do anything outside of like, you know, looking at the lower end contracts and figuring out how can you get better in the most minute ways. Who can give you a couple more claps per game off the bench? Those are the type of trades that we're talking about when it comes to thinking about how we can make the Minnesota Timberwolves better. Now, if it wasn't for the second apron, I would have cooked some fire shit up for y'all. I would have been like, yo, Jaden McDaniels, I love your game. You've been a part of this organization for a few years now. You've helped us come into our identity with your amazing defense. But offensively, you're basically a zero. I would take him and I would send him somewhere. I would send him to Indiana and I would cook up like, yo, Obi Toppin, come over here. You're one of us. Aaron Neesmith, you're one of us now. But none of this shit can happen because of the second apron. And they're like Jack said, we can only take in so much salary. So instead, I have to look at guys like Luka Garza and figure out how I can maximize my $2 million per year. What are we doing at this point right now? What are we talking about right now? Do you guys really want me to sit here and talk about how I think Derek Whitehead from the Brooklyn Nets can add some type of value? He's somewhat of an explosive, talented offensive guard or whatever. Those are the type of trades you're looking at. And that's why I looked at Luka Garza and I was like, okay, maybe I'd want to have someone like Torrey Craig up on my bench. He can hit a couple threes for me. He isn't necessarily a defensive liability. And that's the trade I cooked up for the Timberwolves. Those are the type of trades we're looking at.
All right, there you go. Luka Garza for Torrey Craig. That's your trade, Timberwolves fans. It's the best you can hope for.
Yeah. It's when you set the stipulation, one trade every team the NBA needs to make. Reality is some teams either don't need to or will not be making trades because they can't.
Sucks to suck, Timberwolves fans. At least you got something. At least Mo said a bunch of words for you, so you can feel
there you go.
like you got something. At least he prefaced it for you. You got 35 seconds of explanation for a completely irrelevant trade.
That's what I call empty calorie talk.
Nice. Hell yeah.
Filling a word limit. Donovan, what's next?
I would like for the Orlando Magic to make a move. And I would like for them to trade Cole Anthony and a first-round pick to the Utah Jazz for Colin Sexton.
Oh.
Ooh, okay.
Explain.
I think that Paolo is one. Paolo's coming back. Paolo showed in the 5 games he played this year, he's ready. Franz Wagner has shown that he's ready. This team as a whole is progressing really, really well. And even whenever they don't have their 2 stars, they compete at a very high level. They defend at a very high level. They are very connected. They do all that. Sometimes they just don't have the offensive punch that you would like. And Colin Sexton would be able to get them that. And I think that they've been searching for years to find a guard, to find a point guard. And Colin Sexton can fill that. And you're only sending 1 first-round pick. You can still keep your man Anthony Black. He can still develop. If you want to, you still have picks down the line where if you want to draft a young guard and see if you could develop him as well, that's cool. But the time is now for the Orlando Magic. And you have to start making a push and getting a guy who can actually help out Franz and help out Paolo and create some stuff for himself. That is very, very important for this team. And I think that would be a monumental trade for them. And it would be very, very helpful for their offensive prowess going into the playoffs.
I like that. I was thinking about expanding the Lakers trade to get Sexton to Lakers as part of that. Like give him another first-round pick. Mm-hmm. I think Sexton is fully worth the first-round pick. The problem is he sucks at defense, and I don't know if the Magic allow people that suck at defense on their team. But if they can get over it and just if they can just insulate that and deal with it, he has a real offensive punch that could help like for every reason you said and make those guys' lives easier. And you have all the defensive guards in the world if you really need to go to that look in a postseason. Like he gives you a layer of unpredictability that I think would be really, really helpful for them in the playoff series.
I 110% agree, especially when you try to go ahead and fix some of the issues when it comes to spacing and unpredictability. When it comes to the offense, you go ahead and throw a massive bag at KCP just for him to have one of the worst shooting years that he's had from the three-point line over the last few years of his career. So I think that alleviates a lot of pain. and it gives this team definitely another ceiling. Who knows what Paolo and Franz looks like together, but just having this like baseline foundation of, you have another scorer. Whatever happens in general, you should be better regardless of whether or not Paolo and Franz are able to mesh and gel into the next top tier, the top superstar duo in the NBA or whatever it is. This is a good baseline.
Okay, we're talking a lot about shit that doesn't matter. Let's get some serious talk going here.
Oh,
Let's talk about the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah,
Let's go.
let's go.
You know, Jimmy Butler is currently trying to get himself traded there, trying
Magic,
to force
I care about you.
He's trying to force every bit of I love the Magic too, but you know, Jimmy Butler is trying to get to the Suns.
Yeah, it's just you know.
He's trying to get to the Suns. He's using all leverage he can to make it happen. I don't think it's going to happen. I think they're not going to get Jimmy Butler. I'm just saying this for the scenario's sake. And I think they're going to continue to be ass. And they're going to fail again in a blistering fire of failure in the playoffs again. So I think the summer's going to come around. And I think they're going to blow this fucking team up. I think it's time. I think you have to get to I think Devin Booker might demand a trade in the coming months, maybe this summer. Or if he doesn't demand it, they might do it by choice because they know they're going nowhere fast. You can't do anything to get better. We thought this past summer was the best they could do, and it made them not even better than last year. They're low-key worse. I think Kevin Durant should get traded to the Memphis Grizzlies.
Let's do it.
I'm down.
I think if we're blowing it up, he still has good years left. I got this specific trade on Twitter from, let me see what the guy's name was. I think Tyler Britton is his name. Mm-hmm. He gave this really good example that I thought was spot on. I'll just read you his tweet verbatim. He says, the Grizzlies need to cut their playoff rotation down from 14 to 8 or 9. I'd say their biggest offensive weakness as a team is a go-to offensive action when things slow down in the half court, which could cost them in the late game situation against the teams like OKC, Dallas, or Denver. So this trade that he drew up to fix all that is the Grizzlies get Kevin Durant, the Suns get Marcus Smart, Brandon Clark, Luke Kennard, Vince Williams, Gigi Jackson, and 2 first-round picks.
Yo, that's a great
bunch
team.
of guys.
That's a great team.
A bunch of guys.
Yeah. Okay.
I think if they can do that and they can have John Morant, Desmond Bane, Kevin Durant, Jaren Jackson, Zach Edey, I think Brandon Clark was in this. Whoever else, that is a championship team.
I love that. I love that so much because going back to what you said about the Memphis Grizzlies having a hard time scoring in the half court, that goes back to John Morant and how you have to like facilitate your offense around him. Obviously, we know what type of downhill player he is, but in the playoffs when things slow down and get a little bit mucky or whatever, you're going to have to rely on other parts of your game. And when it comes to having a consistent jump shot, that's not necessarily his bag. He can do that, but that's not nothing that he has developed and become one of the best at just yet. And then also, too, I think you alleviate a lot of pressure off of Desmond Bane and the expectation of him to, develop into an all-star-esque type player. And that makes also Jaren Jackson Jr. way better offensively too, because he's now looked at as like the number one scoring option, which is weird to say considering how like the hierarchy was just a couple years ago. I think it alleviates all things, and the defense is still like it gets even better. Well,
that's why I like it. That's
the
why
size. It's crazy.
Yes, you no longer have to ask 37-year-old Kevin Durant to be the best defender on your team, and to do that in Phoenix, and then also ask him to be 27, 28 a night on hyper efficiency, like. That's so much wear and tear to where now he can just focus on what he loves the most, which is just getting buckets, and that's fine. And like he can still be very, very helpful on that team defensively. I like that a lot. I think it's a perfect fit.
And I feel good about this, giving up so many guys. I think Tyler is right about this. Just because we've seen what the Grizzlies can do, they're going to replenish that depth. Now Scottie Pippen Jr. is a real player. We'll see how if he can be viable in a playoff setting, but at least in the regular season, he's there. Jalen Wells is good. He can give you what you were getting from Vince Williams in that rotation. It sucks to lose a guy like Gigi Jackson and all the other depth pieces they have, but they have so many other guys. They still keep Santi Aldama. They still keep all these other people that are very capable role players in a playoff setting. Obviously, you don't need as many as they have. They have ridiculous depth. Mm-hmm. This is how you go all in around 2 stars.
Yeah. Really the only drawback here is the fact that he's old. And so you're just like holding, like, you're like, hey, please keep having some of like the best longevity we've ever seen in the sport. But as long as that maintains, I love this fit and I love how it so the way the Grizzlies win right now, it feels like they have all of these different guys. You get someone else stepping up every other night. You have like consistent performances from, Jaren Jackson Jr. especially, but for the most part lately, Desmond Bane. And then you have Scottie Pippen Jr., Jalen Wells, all of these different people stepping up in a postseason setting. That is not a reliable way to like create offense, even with Ja back. Like, it's not reliable to look to 5-6 guys and be like, can 2 of you give me 15 points tonight? But if you slot in Kevin Durant and then you're just looking to like, hey, can 2 of you give me 8-10 points while playing consistent defense, then yeah, that's a lot more like just slotting everybody down 1 in the depth chart offensively, and then also on the other end kind of slotting Kevin Durant down on the defensive depth chart, and he doesn't have to be the anchor for a team that like Yusuf Nurkic is planted in the paint or whatever. It's just, which like, yeah, Bobby Portis, Kevin Huerter, I'd put Nurkic on that list too.
What do you guys think about it from the Suns? You guys think it's time to blow up the Suns? Like, assuming the Jimmy Butler thing doesn't happen and they don't fleece Pat Riley and dump off Bradley Beal's terrible no trade clause, that doesn't happen. Do you feel like they're headed towards a rebuild? Like, could they do a blow up like a month from now?
Even with that, for the Suns, I think if you make that trade, you can still keep Devin Booker. Obviously, you're not going to be contending for shit, but you're going to be like fighting for your life to be an average team to at least make Devin Booker content and happy for the meanwhile, while you figure out, or while your other picks like slowly start to come in as time goes on. Overall, I think it's a cooked product, and I would probably lean towards like, yeah, trade Devin Booker too and start from ground zero. But in general, like, they can play both sides.
Yeah, it's one or the other. I think like most, you either trade KD and Booker, and then figure out something to do with Bill. Maybe you end up just being stuck with Bill. Nobody wants to trade for him, whatever. But you either trade both of them or you just ride the wave. Because like to have Booker at this age and be like, okay, now we're gonna have to start from ground zero again, and it's like, I saw how long it took you guys to get it competent the first time.
PTSD.
Like I'm leaving. If the Suns are saying, hey, Devin, like, just give us 2 years, we'll be right back. If I'm Devin, I'm getting in whichever one is my favorite old time car, and I'm driving away. I can't do it again.
They got the next Dragon Bender waiting for you at the door. They got the next Tyler Ulis waiting for you, bro.
He brings it. They bring in Luke Kennard, and he gets flashbacks to Goran Dragic, and he's like, "Get to this again, guys, please." It's funny that you guys should mention. Oh, should they trade Devin Booker? I have the Houston Rockets sending Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, Dylan Brooks, Jeff Green, and 3 first-round picks to the Phoenix Suns in exchange for Devin Booker. Most of that is just salary matching. And the draft stuff is important because it's Phoenix's own picks. They did this whole cycle where they ended up in Brooklyn, then Brooklyn sent them to Houston in exchange for Brooklyn's own picks back, and now Houston would have the ability to give Phoenix the ability to tank and control their own destiny again, which if you're a team that's looking to blow it up, that's probably the most valuable thing you could ask for. And so I feel like this gives Houston a real injection of like serious both half court offense and end of game offense specifically. Like they are just so ugly at trying to score the basketball towards the end of games. It gives you a real seasoned like veteran leader, a guy who has also played in a lot of important playoff games. And I don't know, like for me, moving off of Whitmore and Reed Shepherd, it sucks, but those are guys that you aren't really relying on to contribute anything immediately. And so I'm
so glad you brought this up. Yeah. This is Raphael Stone is leading a masterful gambit here. This is the end game so clearly. To get those Suns picks, knowing you need the exact type of guard Devin Booker is, and knowing that Phoenix sees this, and while they are drowning in this, the worst big three we've ever seen put together, and you're over here just dangling these first round picks. Oh, I know you want it. I know you want it. And they're thinking in the back of their head
right now.
They're thinking in the back of their head.
Take the easy way out.
Exactly. And they're like, fuck, I do want it. Like they're constantly thinking about there is an out. I could give Devin Booker to the Rockets and cleanse my fucking hands. It feels like it's gonna happen. Regardless of what happens with KD, if he goes to the Grizzlies or goes wherever, I feel so confident betting that Devin Booker will be on the Rockets.
Yeah, the Houston was on this path. Even if it's not for Devin Booker, they're gonna have to do this anyways. They have too many guys. They're gonna at a certain point they're gonna have to start trading some guys off. So why not? Why not try and go for a guy like Devin Booker to make that thing work? It makes sense on on all parties. And
especially for the Phoenix Suns, man. If I'm the Suns, bro, I need it. Fuck all that temptation shit. Give me that shit. I'm wiping my hands clean immediately, bro. I need that shit immediately. I need it like I need air. I need it like I need water. You telling me I get to have Kane Moore, okay, cool, whatever. You give me these 3 first-round picks, and you give me that white boy who just dropped 50 in the G the other day? I need it to happen today,
I don't know if they need to include Reed. And let's say they do, though. I think maybe it'll be 3 picks plus 1 of Reed or Whitmore. Okay. Let's say it's Reed. If you have Reed and you also have Gigi Jackson and Vince Williams from the Grizzlies, Gigi Jackson has a lot of potential. We could look up and be like, oh, that's surprisingly was like a throw-in, but he could be like a guy. Having a good amount of your picks, it's not all of them, but a good amount of your picks plus Reed and Gigi Jackson, that's a way better place to start than it looks like they can start right now.
Yeah, and you could do like a lot of like the Blazers flipping after they moved Dame, flipping Drew Holiday and trying to flip Robert Williams.
Yeah,
you could do that with Luke Kennard. You could do that with Dylan Brooks, maybe with Marcus Smart. I don't know, but like
Marcus Smart?
you could get assets back for a lot of the guys that you're getting in these trades. So I like it if I'm the Suns. The future looks bright again, at the very least.
But they got to act quick, bro. They have to. I don't think they will. That's a problem. I think they're probably going to hold on to this group a little too long. They could probably do both these trades in the summer, but if they had like really, really had a vision and did that like 2 weeks from now, if the things keep going south and the Beal benching doesn't work and Jimmy gets traded to wherever the fuck, they can rip their bandage off quick and really recover.
Yeah, sadly, I don't think Matt Yespia, his ego is probably too insane for him to want to give up on this so quick. Just at the end of last year when they went out so incredibly sad and got swept by the Minnesota Timberwolves, he was like, out of all the 29 teams in the NBA, he said something like, a lot of teams want to be in our position right now. He was looking at his team in the mirror and he was like, yeah, they want to be like us right now.
Yeah. He was talking to himself. He was reassuring himself. He was like, yeah, who wouldn't want to be me right now? I'm doing all right.
I'd want to be me.
Let's see. I have 1 trade left. What other trades we got left to do? Mo, you got one?
I got one more.
Okay, what is that?
It is the Los Angeles Clippers. Now, this team has surpassed a lot of expectations. But why I say that, too, there's only so much they can do because they unloaded the clip a couple years ago when it comes to having Kawhi Leonard and Paul George into this infrastructure or whatever. So there's only so much things they can do. But in order to help, continue to build on a certain level of competence, it will be helpful. It will be pretty useful to have a secondary big come in right after Zubac is out there putting in pain and putting in all types of work with James Harden. And someone who's doing a whole lot of nothing, someone who's he is in basketball hell, is Robert Williams over there for the Portland Trailblazers. Super cheap. He's not one of the more coveted, in my mind at least. I may be out of the loop, but in my mind, he's not one of the more coveted, centers right now in the NBA. A pretty low-level name because he's in basketball hell. Go ahead, steal him, finesse him from the Portland Trailblazers for just 2 second-round picks, and you get PJ Washington and his entire shoe collection. Massive deal.
PJ Washington.
Oh, my bad. PJ Tucker and his entire shoe collection. Your whole team is fitted up. 2 free second-round picks. And your center rotation gets a lot easier to work around, and you can have Donovan Cleveland eat up a lot of minutes.
I love this. Zubac is awesome. Their backup bigs are not awesome, to say the least. Robert Williams is a fantastic player. He's pretty awesome. His knees are not awesome. They don't work. He needs to be in a role where he can play small minutes and give you really load-managed bursts of effectiveness, saving for the playoffs. If we know one team that is an expert on saving guys with bad knees for the playoffs, it is the Clippers. They'll know how to deploy him. If we know one guy that is really good at setting up those exact type of bigs that want to jump real high and catch dunks, it's James Harden. They'll get the most out of those Robert Williams minutes. I love this.
It's a great low-level trade for both ends.
Yeah. It's just tough because, like, I don't know. Like, the Clippers just... I think they would do it because it's like they're already all in. Like there's not that many more pivots they could make as far as like moving assets goes. And so really what's 2 seconds? And like if it works, oh my God, it's incredible. And if it doesn't, it's just another thing on the pile of like, okay, well, this was a disaster anyways.
It doesn't matter at all. It's really... It's a very non-move needing trade for both teams asset-wise. All you have to gain is Robert Williams could be amazing. And if he's not, so be it. You're the same team you were yesterday.
Yeah, exactly. They're like,
Because you're getting rid of PJ Tucker, who doesn't play, so who cares?
yeah, exactly. Like Robert Williams is not like elevating your team to a top 3-4 seed or nothing like that. You're gonna be who you are. I'm just more sure of you now, a little bit. That's it.
Yeah.
Speaking of a deal that keeps the team who they are, but helps a little bit, if I'm the Dallas Mavericks, a team we haven't talked about yet, I am sending Maxi Kleber and a second-round pick to the Toronto Raptors for Kelly Olynyk.
Oh.
Okay.
I'm giving them a bad white power forward that can't shoot, and they're giving me a good white power forward that can shoot. And I'm giving them a little bit of draft assets because they have no reason to have Kelly Olynyk on this roster, and I can give them 1 or 2 second-round picks, which is what his value reportedly is. They can get that. They can cleanse their hands of Kleber pretty soon. His deal does not have that much time left. He can rot away over there. And I love Kelly Olynyk on the Mavericks.
Yeah.
They
I mean,
they have the ability to go 2 bigs. It'd be nice.
I love Kelly Olynyk, bro. Oh my God, Jack. You kind of look like Kelly Olynyk. I just
no.
Kelly, oh my
damn it,
God.
bro.
Can I have a pick?
Guys. If I was Kelly, I'd be like 2 second rounders, guys, please. I think a first is more his value. He's pretty good. He's straight up very good. It's weird. Like the Raptors are weird because it didn't make any sense when they picked him up, to me at least. And like it's cool that Agbaji or whoever came along in that trade has really been playing well. Otherwise, it would be like it made no sense to sell a first to pick up a guy who you're not going to be competitive anytime soon. And so, like, if I'm the Mavs, absolutely, I pick him up. I think there's very little drawback. Kleber's not going to contribute anything anytime soon. And he's really been, like, wishy-washy in the postseason, whereas Olynyk, even if, like, the offense kind of abandons him in the playoffs, I still think he's, like, a really high-level big defender. He's not super switchable, but like he can move around a little bit. And as far as like moves on the fringes of your team go, I think it does more than most to make you like more competitive.
Yeah, they've been dying to have this ability to play 2 bigs with one that can shoot in Kleber, and he just can't do it. They really want that though.
We've seen Kleber there for years, and Mavs fans have been subjected to that for years, and it's just time. Like they've made their all in moves, right? Like you've gone and you got Kyrie, you went out, you got Klay Thompson. This is like the exact move that you need for that like 7-minute stint in the Western Conference Finals where you need just some spark, you need something, and Kelly Olynyk is going to come in, knock down 2 back-to-back threes. It's going to be a crazy swing.
Yeah.
That's what you make that's what you make these types of moves for. And they were looking for it last year in the playoffs. They've looked for it before, and Kleber just hasn't been able to give it to him. So yeah, you just got to try something different.
Mm-hmm. I could see
you
it
can
now.
go really big, and you could have PJ Washington at the 3, Olynyk at the 4 with the traditional 5, or you can go small and have Olynyk at the 5 with PJ at the 4 and have crazy spacing. Mm-hmm. That's just a lot of versatility.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I can see it now. The Thunder Conference Finals rematch. Thunder fans, we closed out on PJ really good in the corner. Oh my God, Olynyk from the other corner. And it's like a 12-point game, and that's how they lose. Yeah.
Just bouncing back and forth, corner to corner.
Yeah,
bong.
Exactly.
No, that's
man.
So, fuck off. That's Kelly's music. Oh!
And that's all my trades. Who has a trade left?
I have one. I mean, oh my God. You want to talk about a needle mover on a championship contender. I have the Boston Celtics sending Baylor Shireman and a 2nd-round pick to the New Orleans Pelicans for a familiar face in Daniel Theis. I remember I got this off of Boston's SB Nation website, but I don't remember the guy who wrote it down exactly. So I'm sure if you look, there's not that many Daniel Theis trades floating around. So if you look that up, I'm pretty sure it'll be one of the first ones. Yeah, the Celtics probably won't make a trade. That's the reality of the situation. But if they did want to insulate themselves a little bit from a front court that one of them is made out of glass and the other one is 50 years old, shout out to Al Horford. It's cool. Like Daniel Theis isn't going to swing the championship in your favor, but he could do like some patchwork minutes here or there as like a gritty, undersized big man, getting offensive rebounds and kicking it out to 3-point shooters. But yeah, that's the last one I got. Nothing crazy.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Shout out Daniel Theis.
Shout out to Baylor Shireman, dude. Creighton legend. Oh my God.
There's 2 teams that didn't have a trade for us. So sorry, 2 fan bases. You saw the title. You've been lied to. An hour and a half in. This is the part where you get sad. if you're a fan of the Cleveland Cavaliers or the 76ers, we don't got to trade for you.
Yeah.
If you're a
76ers
Cavs fan, you
don't
shouldn't want to
anything
trade.
happen.
Yeah, you're fine. You're
exactly.
fine.
If you're a Sixers fan, I'm sorry. There's really not a lot of flexibility. Maybe you go and get Nick Richards or Torrey Craig or somebody small. I suppose it's possible. But if you're a Cavs fan, bro, you just beat the Thunder. You're on top of the world. You have all the wings you need. 2 amazing bigs, 2 amazing guards. What could you want more of? If you want more, you're just greedy.
Yeah.
If they want more, that's what's wrong with humans in America also, bro. You're 31-4. How much better can you get as a team?
I need more. I need more riches. My pile has to get bigger. I don't think you understand this.
And that's the thing.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah, the Cavs are amazing. That game last night against the Thunder, I said last week, I think, or the week before that I was, I don't remember the way I phrased it, but I was like, I wouldn't be shocked if the Cavs are in the finals. Like, we need to start talking about, like, it's not just, oh, maybe they'll upset the Celtics. Who knows? Anything's possible. To, like, are the Celtics the favorites right now? Because this team is neck and neck with them. They are just as good. And I'm getting more confident by the day that this team, they might be in the finals. Like, I don't know if I'm ready to predict it, but I'm getting close.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just not there yet. I'm not hating on the Cavs today. I'm not gonna do that. But they
I'm asking a lot for you to not hate, so I get it.
But they last night's game was crazy, and like it was a game of the year contender for me. And I just think like the way that they executed defensively at the end of the game, they were able to throw so many looks at Oklahoma City and really make it difficult for them to get whatever shot that they wanted. And if D Mitch, who didn't even wasn't like, oh my God, it's Donovan Mitchell time, to have him and Darius Garland be able to to control the game at whatever point, like there's still offensively another level for them to go to. Looking at last night, they're dangerous. They are dangerous.
I'd like to apologize to Evan Mobley. I've
Yes.
long been on your train. I've been in love with you since your rookie year, and I've been defending you. When we did our player rankings a couple weeks ago, I ranked you at 31. I put you in Scotty Barnes talks. And I just want you to know that I'm an idiot. And I recognize that I'm just dumb as rocks. Because this man is probably... Listen, I put J-Dub at 26. Evan Mobley might be better than J-Dub.
Yeah,
Bro.
I mean, it's just at the bare minimum, it's time to start having those conversations about Mobley.
Top 25.
Like, it's becoming
25.
indisputable how good he is.
We must start a dialogue.
We do. And 31 is way too low. I had him... It was Scotty Barnes, Jaren Jackson, and Evan Mobley was like the debate I was having. I think Mobley's clear. I think the way he's learned to use his size and really attack down low and not be so reliant on jump shot development, which has developed a little bit, but the way he can be a physical finisher with that length, like he is a mismatch if you play small against them. And you almost have to play small against them because most teams don't have 2 7-footers, and you can't go small against Jared Allen, who's also a dump off dunk waiting to happen. He knows how to use that size. Defensively, he's top 5 defender in the world, at least.
Good metric. I like it.
That's a top 25 player.
And really, like if you asked me last year, like he matches up with Isaiah Hartenstein, I would be like, well, Hartenstein's just way too strong, way too physical for him. And now, like seeing him, like Hartenstein, there was hard fouls from Hartenstein, who and Mobley was just going through them and finishing. And so, like that's really a testament to just how much like stronger and bulkier he's gotten.
I 110% agree, and like Kenny Atkinson deserves the most credit in the goddamn world, because I think one of their players, I forget who, came out and was like, yeah, like if this team has been the same, nothing's really changed other than Kenny Atkinson. But if we were the team from last year, we would have straight up lost this game. And I think seeing what Evan Mobley has been able to do and how Kenny Atkinson has just like injected like this insane dog into him, it's opened up a whole universe of possibilities for them and their success. And last night specifically, like you talk about this Isaiah Hartenstein and Evan Mobley matchup, there was this specific possession where Evan Mobley was trying to get a switch onto a smaller guard. I think it was Casey Walsh or something like that. Don't remember. And it didn't work. Isaiah Hartenstein was on him, and Kenny was just like, sick him, go at him. And when he went ahead, I think he either got fouled or got a bucket over him. And I'm just like, I'm just not used to seeing this type of Evan Mobley. There was some other platform out there saying that he was in Derek Favors type of conversations in terms of like how winning he was last year.
Was that Tim Bontemps? It was one of those.
Someone at
was
ESPN.
It was some. I think it might have been Bontemps on the. He was on the low post, saying that Mobley last night. Listen, no threes, right? He was 0 for 3 from 3. Still 8 of 13 from the field, 21, 10, and 7 with the steal and a block.
The playmaking, bro, too.
I know what's crazy. The playmaking. Dude, the whole roster is on a string. They all feel like they have one connected hive mind. And what that hive mind says is throw the ball to the fucking corners every time.
Yes.
And they don't miss those reads. They have 2 guards and 2 bigs who are physical mismatches. And when they run a traditional pick and roll, you really can't stay in front of it. You're going to have to rotate because they're going to force you to put 2 on the ball. And they're going to dump it off to one of those bigs. And you're going to have to help off the corners unless you want those big men to dunk every play. And they swing to those corners every play. And there's always a Max Strus waiting, a Dean Wade waiting who doesn't miss. And their guards, especially Darius Garland, are amazing at relocating and finding those corners every single time they don't touch the ball. It's just like a factory that constantly pumps out open 3-pointers from the corner consistently.
Dude, and it's like, I don't want to say OKC is like a bad matchup for the Cleveland. This is a bad matchup for the Cleveland Cavaliers, but OKC in general is a team that they love to let teams get open shots from the corner specifically, and that was exposed like no other last night. They allow the most corner threes in the entire league out of everyone, and seeing how you can just see Darius Garland or Max Strus or whatever it is just relocating, just pop, and they're just all in sync. That's special, man.
Yeah. To stop this, the offense, you're going to have the perfect defenders that can switch those 2 bigs and those 2 guards consistently and not help off the corners. Nobody in NBA history has that unless you have fucking 4 Dennis Rodmans. So you're going to have to find a way to outshoot them. Yeah.
Wait until my Oxtail King comes back. And when we see this, if we got this matchup in the finals and Chet's there, oh my goodness. That's cinema.
Doesn't make it better.
That's possible. That's a good way to try to counteract that. Yeah. But you also have to have you can slow it down a little bit. You're never going to stop that fully. You also have to have a really, really high level offense to outshoot them to some extent. And that's what we got to see if OKC can keep up with that. We know the Celtics can. OKC can they drop 125 every single game in the series?
If Sam Presti would have listened to our podcast and would have listened to what you suggested to him, Isaac, in terms of like Cam Johnson over there, get him for a couple picks or whatever it is, I think that's very possible.
That's what we need. We'll see.
All right, Mo. Let's put on for the blacks.
Can I include that? Can that be the intro to TikTok time?
Yeah, why not?
We're going to war right now, motherfucker. Right. Let's do this shit.
Welcome to TikTok time. As you can see, we're about to do a draft that is divided on racial biases. We're doing a 2v2 NBA lineup draft. Me and Jack versus Mo and Donovan. The war is here.
I guess I would like to make it. They can put on for the blacks. I'm just putting on for myself. I'm not. I don't feel comfortable putting on for the whites. That's a little bit much.
What the fuck? I don't know if that's gonna sit well with some people. We might be cooked. We might be cooked.
He said, I'm not putting on for the whites.
Yeah.
Oh, God, that's hilarious. He said, I will not be identifying.
Well, it's because if you do that, like, so you could get some comments where it's like, I really like that guy. He's the best guy on this podcast. It's like, what do you mean by that, dude?
He's like, yeah, Mo and Don are cool, but it's something about Jack. It's something about Jack.
Mo and Don are cool. They're kind of loud. Jack, he's just pretty well spoken,
Something about Flacco.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh shit,
man! I'm a pocket passer, Through.
Wow.
Yeah, like I said, we're doing a 2v2 lineup draft.
He's like, we're gonna beat you people at this draft. we're gonna beat y'all.
It's something about Flacco. It's something about JokicJoestar.
Just pause the right way, man. No crazy takes, just the right way.
What did he say in that clip? He's like, I just felt safe.
Yeah.
Who said that?
Stavros, this comedian, talking about Joe Flacco and how Baltimore fans still like him over Lamar because he's white. He's like, yeah, Lamar's good, but it's something about Flacco. Yeah, but we're doing a draft where we're drafting lineups with only players who have played for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah,
A lot
not the
of stars on
Supersonics.
overtime.
Not the Supersonics, right? Just the Thunder era.
Just the Thunder?
yes.
We're done with the 90s. You know that. We're not picking Gary Payton. We're not picking Sean
Well, Gary
Kemp.
Payton wouldn't have made it anyway. It's important to clarify that. If you played in the 90s, you were bad at basketball. So, like,
Correct.
yeah.
Yeah, man. Only players who play for the Thunder. Only stipulations they had to play there at least for one season. Just touch down one time in a Thunder uniform. You can be drafted right now.
Okay.
All right.
Gordon
I guess we should
Hayward's
give
on
you
the
guys a
board.
first
Let's
pick,
get
right?
it.
So
Y'all got it. We'll be nice. We'll be nice.
You
Whoa,
sure?
whoa.
Reparation?
No.
Yeah.
Reparation pick. Give me my pick.
Okay.
Yes, you said it, not me. Let's
All
do
right.
it.
All right. We'll take it. We'll take it.
Yeah. Let me take
Who was the
this one
first pick of the draft?
First pick of the draft. Give me Kevin Durant.
Okay.
Clear
Kevin
as
Durant,
day.
okay.
The only answer. Can't believe you
I
almost
don't know.
sold that for us, Donovan. The fuck?
I know. Krevin.
Kevin Durant.
Jack?
One of the GOATs.
Jack?
Oh, man.
Actually, no, I forgot. I almost did something real stupid.
Oh, what?
As shooting guard, give us prime James Harden.
Okay.
Okay, you got your creator out the way.
That's about where I was going to go. So that's
Yeah,
fine.
I almost did something stupid. Yeah, listen, we get the best version of these players, not who they were in the Thunder. Give me MVP Harden.
Okay.
Okay.
Donovan, don't you dare sell me. The last
have-
2v2 draft we did, it was a nightmare.
We have back-to-back picks here, so we can
No, you
double up.
No, it's not a snake draft.
There's no snake with two people.
Oh my God, Donovan. Did you not even look at the rules and regulations before we did this?
I wasn't sent that. Now,
Do
mind
you want to do
you,
snake? Do you want to do snake? We
no,
snake.
it's okay.
No,
it's okay.
no,
It's okay. It's okay.
no snake.
Given that we're getting the best version of these guys, point guard. See, I don't
This is
know.
tough.
I
This is
just
tough
don't
right
know. I
now.
just don't know because it's a tough choice.
Who are you gonna give us?
Listen, we need some type of playmaking on our team.
Is that where you want to go?
Yes,
It-
because
okay,
it is.
okay.
We could go. Wait. We can go one way. Either way, it's not a terrible.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, I'm gonna go with the playmaker, and I would like for us to draft Chris Paul at our point guard position.
Ooh, okay.
Oh,
okay,
Chris
okay.
Paul.
That's actually a great poll.
Okay. Jack, I won't tamper. You pick who you want, but I will say there's a couple guards available, and look which one they could put at the 2. It's not the other one.
Yeah, no, I no.
You took Chris Paul. No,
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go.
you
Can we slot Harden at the point guard and
We
put
can.
Shea at the 2?
Oh,
Yep, let's do it. Thank God. You can't let
Yeah.
them have Shea at the 2. That would have
I
been disastrous.
didn't
Yeah.
think
Good
you
pull.
were gonna pick Chris Paul. I thought I was gonna.
Who did
That's
you
a
think?
good poll. That's like prime Chris Paul is still a good pick.
Okay.
You asked for playmaking. What do you think he was gonna do?
Yeah,
Okay.
because and I'm kind of listen. What's about to happen in this draft is gonna be blasphemous, but I'm saying wherever we go, like at the 2, the fact that they have these 2 guys, if they did pick the other person, it would mess up their team. So like either ways, it was gonna kind of end up like this, and that's why I was wondering if we had a snake draft. But think about it, like if you had prime Chris Paul with Kevin Durant, that duo works a lot.
Let's turn it to a trio: prime Chris Paul, prime Kevin Durant with MVPG Paul George. I like that.
Okay.
Okay,
That
like
was
that.
that was gonna
We're
be the
fucking shit up
small
with
board
them.
I was hoping.
Okay.
That's
We're
tough.
fucking set up with theirs. I like this.
You can have that. Listen, Shea works so well right now because he has 5 out spacing. Give me Chet Holmgren. He's gonna continue to have that.
Okay.
Okay, I'm cool. That's a good pick.
And Donovan,
this guy.
this guy. The bigs are limited. I need you to do us right, please. There's only
know.
one option.
We gotta go. Listen, Chet can shoot, and that's great. We also need some shooting. We need some
God.
defense.
Yes.
Don't fold.
Yes.
At the center position, I would like to draft Al Horford.
Oh my God! You picked Al Horford.
Oh, okay.
Who did I miss?
Low-key, I low-key think we could put together the best case scenario for the player I'm about to pick. I want to move Chet up a spot to power forward, and I want to take Sabonis at center.
Okay.
Ooh, that's clean.
Okay.
Checking hide Sabonis.
Okay, great. I love it. We got a
That's
mismatch.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yes, I love that.
Now is the time to get the other guy.
Dude, you fucked up though. Why'd you?
Yep. There we go. We got a
Actually,
liability.
Let him get too much. Let him get too much. Let
There we
them
go.
make the mistake of getting too
There we
much
go.
of a good thing.
There we go.
No, we're not gonna do the thing that you think. If it was my pick, I would have did it. But I know. Okay, I know.
I'm not
what
gonna
you
do
think.
what you would have thought I would have did because then I would have
Exactly.
done it already.
Exactly.
But Donovan, I can't think what you're thinking right now. So what are you thinking?
Listen, I can't talk across the board like that, but I know you and I trust you. Okay, so go ahead and make the pick. It's fine.
Listen,
It's fine.
we have no defensive liabilities on our squad right now.
And
Chris
we shouldn't
Paul is
start
fucking
having
menace.
a defensive liability.
If
You can
not,
afford
listen,
one.
we ain't doing that. You guys can afford it for sure. Not really, actually. But anyways, at the 4, let's get the OG stretch 4 in modernized basketball. Give me prime Serge Ibaka to seal this off. Ha! We doing it for us.
Oh, that's a good pick.
Yes!
I like Serge.
I'm not
Okay.
moved.
No,
Okay.
Serge is good. He's good.
Good.
You said
He's
the
great.
OG
What are you
stretch four.
talking
I thought you
about?
were gonna pick Chris Bosh. I was like,
He's
oh
good.
shit.
Chris Bosh. Nah.
Tell
like, where'd he
Sabonis
go
to
from?
take a hike on the bench.
Hey, Chet,
He can't
Chet's
play
outside.
with these
Sabonis
guys.
is pure strength. It's fine.
can't play
It's
with these
fine.
guys.
It's
You
fine.
can't hang with us.
Not
This
too
is
much
tough
on
now.
Al Horford,
If you didn't
dude.
pick Sabonis, I'd pick Melo and get a bucket getter. But is that too many buckets? I don't know if we need that. If we have Sabonis, Harden, and Shea touching the ball.
Yeah, I feel like I can't talk across the board. I'll respect the rules that they established, but I just say there's a lot of offense here already. So whatever you want to do is fine by me.
Josh
Yeah,
Giddey's
which
right
way
there
you
for
want?
you, Isaac. He's
Listen,
looking.
I
He's
would pick
creeping.
Melo, but we have enough buckets. Harden, Shea, Sabonis got us. Give me J-Dub. Give it to me. I need this Swiss Army knife defender. He
This
can
will
check Paul
age.
George.
Okay.
This will age beautifully. I feel very firmly
Okay.
about this because right now
I knew he was
everybody
gonna go
has
there.
like the retrospective how good Serge was at his peak. J-Dub, like the best version that we'll ever see of J-Dub. I'll come back to this podcast in 6 years. I'm like, damn, this team is so crazy, dude. Oh my God. But for right
We
now,
need someone who can defend Kevin Durant. J-Dub can do his best.
Congratulations. On top of that, too, you're gonna have to figure out how to defend prime Paul George and prime Chris Paul.
That is
way
not
too
hard.
much.
I have Shea
That
for
is
Paul
way
George.
too
That is
much.
Paul
completely
George,
sorry.
I mean, it depends. Is this like the regular or like what round of the playoffs is this? Because I'm not that worried about Paul George.
Whatever round it is,
sometimes.
just know Sabonis is
I worry
holding your
about
team
Paul
back
George.
like crazy.
No,
Wait,
he's
time
not.
out. Wait.
No,
We
no,
can't
no.
go.
Hell yeah, he is.
Now we
No,
can't
no,
go.
no.
We can't do the playoff thing. You have
Don't
James
talk
Harden
about Harden.
as your point
Don't
guard.
talk about Harden. Don't talk about Harden. Don't talk about Harden. Don't talk about Harden. Don't talk about Harden. The best team of all time. It's the only reason he doesn't have a championship ring. Calm down,
Please.
dude. Paul
J-Dub
George
didn't
is
have a
losing-
great playoffs last year.
George is losing the
Sabonis
game.
is in the playoff. You might have a team full of frauds when it comes to April, May, and
I'm
June.
noticing something.
No.
Now that I'm
Damian
thinking about it,
Lillard,
in the future, should we do Snake for 2v2 drafts? Because I'm realizing now that we got super fucked by just losing KD and not getting anything and balance it.
No,
Nah, boo-hoo.
you're good. You would have been fucked anyway.
Should we do Snake in the future? I don't know.
We'll see.
Nope, you lost. Woo, audio
know, man. I
listeners,
don't-
we
I-
finished up with Chris Paul, Paul George, KD, Serge Ibaka, and Al Horford.
I don't know that you just like you're acting like it's obvious. You didn't. We have
It is
James
obvious.
Harden.
How could it not be?
No, we kill you
J-Dub,
guys.
Chet. No, you don't.
Our
You
team-
have Sabonis at your
Our team
5.
wins. Our team wins in an easy.
You're out of your
5
mind.
games. We
Yeah,
win.
I'm
we
You're
win
sorry.
in 5
out of your
games.
mind.
I do.
Whoa.
We win in 5 games.
Put Sabonis at 5
I will
out spacing
say-
and see what happens.
I will
then,
say
man.
the first pick here is crazy. Like it's crazy because the first pick it's crazy that Westbrook doesn't make this at all. Just because it's so hard to like build like the
We're gonna
real
get
playoff
spam
stuff
with
around
comments.
him. And it's fine.
Harden
Like I
shade
like
is
Westbrook
crazy.
and everything. But yeah, the first pick is tough just because then you can go so many places after Kevin Durant. And I feel like I love prime Harden and I love prime Chris Paul and everything. I just feel like everybody else in the history of the franchise is like a tier below KD.
I will say I was hoping that we could have did Chet Horford and have 5 out spacing. But
yeah, it would've
we'll
been
make
cool.
it work with Sabonis, I guess. It'll be fine.
All right,
It ain't gonna work with
Sabonis
Sabonis.
50% from 3 on 1 attempt a game this year. So it's
If
coming
Sabonis-
along.
If Sabonis had Chet Holmgren to hide him defensively, he'd look a lot better.
Sorry, buddy. There's only so much hiding you can do when you got KD, Paul George, and CP3 out for your head.
He can hide on Ibaka. You want Ibaka to beat us in the post on Sabonis? Go for it.
What?
I'm all right with that.
I'm begging you.
Get
I'm
beat
begging
then.
you to throw
Get
it
beat
in.
then.
Yeah,
I'm begging
you might
to
forget
throw
about
it
who
to
Serge
Ibaka.
Ibaka is.
What?
You thought Draymond
forgot.
did it to you?
You forgot. I
Man.
know it's been like a decade, 2016 type of era. It's been a while since we've seen him play. Don't ever sleep on Serge Ibaka.
I'm begging you to beat me with Serge Ibaka. I would love to see it.
Oh my goodness.
Shout out
What
to
a team.
Ibaka, I guess. I'm looking at the Raptors now. Shout out to Ibaka. It was cool.
We got
I
this
mean,
series in like 6 games if this was the case.
Yeah, I'll
Harden
say
didn't shade
just
it.
because of
Tough out.
3-point variance, it'll be 6 games. But like, if we being for real, it's like
I
a
don't know.
5-game series. You guys
Who
might
was
be able
guarding
to-
Shea and who was guarding Harden? Chris Paul?
Paul George and KD. What are you talking about?
Who's
Yeah, Chris
guarding
Paul can
Kevin
sit up there.
Durant?
Yeah.
J-Dub? J-Dub's a great
He's
defender.
getting
He'll do his
fried.
best.
J-Dub.
He's getting fried.
J-Dub.
Get out of here.
He'll do his best.
He's getting fried.
He'll try hard. He'll bark.
Deep fried.
This might be a career series for Kevin Durant. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
Not that much. That's too much.
with
That's
all
too
that
much.
space and shit, it might
There's
be.
Chet behind him. It'll be all right.
It'll be cool.
he might score 36 a night.
I'm just saying, like the longer this goes, the better this team will age. Like if you think about Chet, think about what Chet's gonna look like when he's like 26 years old.
Your guy
Like,
missed
yeah.
27.
There's-
Your guy missed
there's-
27
There's
threes in a row.
really no telling. Like the potential of this team. Oh my god, it's insane.
Your guy
It's been
got
a
to the
long
Western.
game.
So-
your guy,
so
your guy
right
went to the
now-
Western Conference Finals and set a
All right,
record from-
CP0. All right, CP0.
and went
Here we go.
the best. First of all, the best opportunity that Harden had to go to a finals was with Chris Paul. He needed him.
Let's talk about it. Real conversations.
All right, next thing we're going to do.
Yeah.
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 There you go. You want me to
Guys.
slander Chris Paul some more? I got the ammo if you want to hear it, but I'd rather not do it.
I got
Yeah,
some
don't do
ammo
that.
for you guys.
Don't do that.
For our next segment, we are going to be rating NBA fan tattoos. Over the years, every once in a while, we know how diehard fans can be. Whether they, dress up as an NBA player, masquerade as them, get a haircut. We're going to show you guys some of the most interesting fan tattoos, and I want you to rate them on a scale of 1 to 10.
Okay. Okay, so based on how good they are, not
Based on
how
how
bad
good they are, would you rock this
Okay.
tattoo?
Okay.
First up, we got James Harden on this.
I
bicep.
thought
Beetlejuice from the Howard Stern show.
I thought that was Paul Pierce.
Wait, who, Isaac?
Beetlejuice.
No, I know Beetlejuice. It doesn't not look like him. Put the picture on the screen. Yeah.
A side by side would not be friendly to this tattoo. I'll say that.
Oh,
maybe this guy got it and then like he bulked up a little bit so his arm's wider than it
Yes,
was when he
that's what
first
it
got the
is.
tattoo. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting.
Man, get that yam off your elbow, bro.
This is. It's not the worst in the world, but it's also funny on the elbow because you can move your arm, make it look like he's talking. Probably.
That's probably the whole stick.
This
probably.
isn't SpongeBob. The mouth can't move if you move your arm. That's not how this works.
If the mouth can't move, what's it all for? This is a 2 out of 10.
Yeah, it's very low for me.
Yeah,
Very
I'll give it a 3. I'll be nice.
Okay, wouldn't rock this.
I'll give it a 3.
If it wasn't for the beard, it doesn't resemble James Harden very much. I'm going to.
Also, the beard looks nappy as all get out. It looks ridiculous.
Dude, you're talking about the beard. I'm focused on the hair. Like I don't know what
Yeah,
I'm
his
looking at right now.
hairline's
It's just like
terrible.
a patch.
Yeah.
That's it. Like
no
no
fade.
hairline, no none. This is
That
like
that's a Sport Clips fade for sure. It looks like
It's
a
a Brillo
combination of like James Harden, Paul Pierce, and Lance Stevenson, just like meshed into one. And I can't get past it
yeah, nah. This tattoo artist was in hell, bro. It's clear as day.
with the lazy eye sprinkled on it. It's not great.
Next up, we got Victor Wembanyama. This guy's cashing in early, and he's like way ahead of the game. Y'all think y'all real Wemby Glazers? You can't beat him. Can't beat him.
Oh,
Game recognized game.
So he's a Monstar? Is that what? Is he's like one of the
Yeah.
guys?
That's what it looks like.
I'll give this. If it was just the head, it'd be better than the Harden one. But I'll give this like a 2 out of 10. I really don't like that body. It's
What?
very off-putting. Like the combination of
off-putting.
the head and like the realistic head, cartoon body. Like I
Why
don't
are the hands
imagine.
so sassy? Look at the hands. Why is he so like?
Listen,
Yeah.
the
I'm
detail
Wemby,
on
the
this
face of the
tattoo
NBA.
though, the
Hard.
artistry of this tattoo raises it a
him.
lot.
It looks like him, I guess. That's fair.
Yeah, very rarely do you get somebody's face tatted on you and it actually comes out to look like this. I like this. I'm giving it. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10.
It's
We know
creative.
you like it. You're about 3 more lob dunks away from getting a Wemby tattoo yourself. So I'm sure this is wonderful.
God. Oh, yeah.
Hey, can neither confirm nor deny.
I'll give it a 5. It's cool. Listen, if you're gonna invest in a player tattoo, Wemby's a pretty good investment. This is Bitcoin in 2004.
Exactly. He's ahead of the game, bro. He's ahead of the game. Next up, we got Klay Thompson. He's on this guy's chest.
He's on this guy's plate too. This is
Yeah.
So his wide ass face. He's on his chest, his belly button, his knees.
Clay,
he's
man.
stretching everywhere.
Clay Thompson? Anyone? Clay Thompson, maybe? This doesn't look like him. I want to adjust the Wemby thing now because I have nowhere to go. This would be like -3 if I'm comparing to this last one, dude.
Jack is not a fan of tattoos, is what that tells me.
Well, the barrier to entry here is I would never get someone's face put onto my body. It's
let me
just
know.
not happening. And so especially like someone Wemby is one thing even. Klay Thompson though, that's not happening. So, yeah,
all right. So question though. Forget a player. Would you ever get a friend tattooed on you?
Fuck no.
maybe if they died or something, but like not just because I like them, not just because they had a good game 7
You
or
think
something.
I'm moving like Drake, getting my
Yeah.
fucking friends on me because they're
Yeah,
famous?
no.
Hell no.
You're not putting your bestie on your chest?
I got something to show you after this podcast, Donovan. It's not on my chest, though.
No, this is a -2. This is so disrespectful.
Yeah, this is not even like. This means nothing to me right now. Like, it's not even an iconic
Yeah.
photo of any sort. He's just looking off into the sky, probably looking at his boat or whatever. This is
Probably
Yeah.
looking at a fucking
It's-
plate full of hot dogs.
It's bad. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
he
it's
does look a
bad
little heavy
because
too. Them cheeks are.
it's bad because it does look like him, but it looks like him in a fat way. It's like, bro, that's he's like, that's just not me. Like
I rebuke these allegations.
yeah.
And it's
Yeah.
insane. It's insane to have like a realistic tattoo. Like this looks like it could be a real person, but to have a realist, someone who's a good enough artist to make it look real, and then still have it wind up looking like this is insane.
It looks terrible.
Next up, we got DeAndre Jordan.
This looks. Noticing.
I wonder who made this.
This looks like a hate crime.
This looks like someone you would see in the game Guess Who, where I'd be
This
like,
is the
"Does your
face that
person have-"
DeAndre Jordan made after he did his iconic dunk over Brandon Knight.
Oh,
That
The
disgusting face.
This is like a 1920s Walt Disney minstrel cartoon.
that's crazy, bro. I would love to be in the room when this person showed that tattoo to their friends, like a group full of Clippers fans, and he's like, "Guys, you're not gonna believe this. Check this out," and everyone just goes, "Oh, cool, man."
Nice.
Yeah.
This just set us back.
Who is that? Oh,
Oh,
DeAndre Jordan.
no, I see it.
Oh,
I see it.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I was 8 years old, you can convince me this is goddamn John Henry building railroad tracks.
This looks like Joe Johnson.
Yeah, this is crazy.
In some lights, I see LeBron, bro. Like,
It
right,
looks
now-
like anybody.
We are straying too far now.
I'm sorry. I can just tell you what I see.
Dude, it looks nothing like DeAndre Jordan.
That we can agree on.
What does it look like to you?
Nah, man. Nah, man. I'm for progress. We're not talking about that. This is a 0 out of 10. I can't do this.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool.
Peep the skin tone behind the left picture. Next one.
Next up, we got Kawhi Leonard.
This is
He
Kawhi on
looks
crack.
smacked high off the
Yeah.
finest weed over there in LA.
Damn, bro.
Oh
Why are the
wow,
eyes so far apart?
wow.
I
This
feel
is
like the
insane.
angle of this picture is not doing it. Like I feel like we're a little too high to be head on with it, but he looks a little too high to be on a tattoo. Like it's, yeah. I'll give this a 3 out of 10.
If this
it's
was-
not as scary as the other ones, and it's pretty like well done. It's just a little uncanny.
If this
It's
is
so
Kawhi's face in real life, his like court vision would be ridiculous, bro. He's not missing the pass. He is the most complete and greatest player of all time. You talking about LeBron is his flexibility, bro? You can see into next week. Goddamn.
I can't believe what I'm looking at right now. This is insane.
It's like a bug. This is insane.
You might have to explain this to your kids one day. Like this is crazy.
You don't. This is it's clearly a Canadian who got this tattoo, and for what Kawhi did for that organization in 1 year, the kid would have to just understand. You just gotta understand, bro. I think this is an 8.
That might look more like Pop Smoke than Kawhi Leonard.
Next up, we got Patrick Ewing.
Why does the blue look like that? That's my biggest complaint.
Ewing,
my bad.
Boo, boo. Yeah, I didn't care about the drawing. The color blue is just a weird blue. That's just like you need better color. But like the rest of the tattoo, it's alright. It's a regular Knicks tattoo.
I don't know.
I drew Patrick Ewing.
Of all the ones that we've seen so far, I feel like this is the one I couldn't even like. Like if you with the DeAndre Jordan one, you could say, "Well, this is after he dunked on Brandon Knight," and I was like, "Oh, okay." I see the picture at least in my brain. It doesn't look like it at all. With this one, like there's no way you could explain this to me as Patrick Ewing, where I would be like, "Oh, okay, that's who I'm looking at." So I'll give this, I'll give it a 0 out of 10.
Okay. Yeah, I'm thinking nothing.
What I'm getting from this is that nobody should ever get a player's face tatted on them because it's just a very hard thing to do and actually pull it off.
Really?
You're playing a dangerous game. I'll say that.
Yeah.
You're risking a lot.
Is tough. Next up, we got Jordan 1s. Tatted on his foot.
Is that on his foot?
Yes.
It's on his foot. One, I'm sure a foot tattoo fucking hurts. So you gotta really love this random ass fake colorway of 1s that you want on your foot to fit that you'll never take them off.
Man, he got this shit on all day, every day, even when he's sleeping at night, even when he's in the shower, bro.
Look at the laces.
He's committed to having that shit on.
Yeah, and it's never gonna go away. It's permanent, so he's literally fresh to death.
Exactly.
I'll give this a 5. I'll give this a 5. Just because they crop the toes out, and so I don't have to look at the whole foot. Beyond that, it's not well done. I'm just glad that the picture, we're not at least like looking at dogs right now.
I cannot believe this. People have too much time, too many ideas. I'm going 1 out of 10.
We need less creativity in this world. Just get a tattoo of your mom or something. Do something regular. Get a quote.
Don't even tat your mom because at this rate, it's just gonna look disrespectful. don't even do that.
Next up, we got what's this player's name? Mindau's something. Mindau starts with a K. Donovan.
Yeah, Kuminga. I forgot how to say his name, but yes, I know who you're talking about.
Next up, we got this Knicks player. Damn it.
I don't know who this is.
He was for the Knicks between like 2017, 2018, I think.
Okay. The benefit to getting someone nobody knows tatted is that no one knows what it's supposed to look like. So theoretically, like this could be a 10 out of 10. That could be exactly what that guy looks like. I have no idea.
Mindaugas Kuzminskis.
Yes, Mindaugas Kuzminskis. There we go.
What the fuck? I don't know who that is. I don't know who got the tattoo, where he's from, why he's an icon apparently. I see his signature below the tattoo. That's kind of crazy.
He was lit. He was lit. I actually did like him. Yes. He was cool.
Yeah, he was cool. Around the Ron Baker era. Remember that, Isaac?
Yeah.
Ooh, nice. I love the Ron Baker era.
Y'all know about Ron Baker.
Let me tell you, he got some stories. This is kind of hard, though. I'll give this a 10.
That's a Knicks till he dies. I love Ron Baker.
Next up, we got this Jordan tattoo. Again, fresh to death, Isaac.
To the grave. He's keeping that shit on.
I guess. It'd be cool if you did the whole thing. If you did, like the jersey and the shoes and everything. And you're just like, you were naked, but you were in uniform. I can see the there.
Like, naked in uniform?
Yeah. You lay down at night, you're serving your country at Michael Jordan. In uniform.
It at least looks like the back of the jersey. Like it's not like it's weird. It's an insane concept, and whoever did this should have their tattoo gun taken away. Yeah. But it looks accurate at least.
Let it be known. It is embarrassing, but the quality is there. So I guess we can give him a 5.
I can't blame the tattoo artist. He's just trying to feed his family. And if somebody wants to come in Listen, as long as they are not drunk, hey, come on, I'll tattoo you. I will get paid whatever.
The tattoo artist is like, did I do bad work? That's the question.
Yeah.
It's not the morality of it. It's the quality of the work.
Yeah, it's
Are
about
the
the
lines
process.
crispy?
Yeah,
It's about the process.
exactly.
Me personally, if it was LeBron, I would 100% do this, bro. Without a doubt. Easy.
I'm sure you would.
Of course.
Come on, man. Why?
Next up,
Oh,
we got
wow.
Derek Fisher.
What is that? I'm pouring Budweiser on you, goat. What is
This
that?
is elite.
It's actually really good.
This is elite. I mean, listen, if
the
you
detail is
know,
insane.
if you forget the fact that you have Derek Fisher tatted on you for life, like that's crazy. But again, it's about the quality of the work. This is amazing. This is high quality art. We gotta go 8 out of 10 here.
Yeah, I would genuinely give this like an 8 or a 9. Like, especially, it doesn't like it helps this one because we've just been looking at garbage the whole time, and so the first one we see that's like actually well done, it's like, oh, that's like the best tattoo I've ever seen. So yeah, I'm cool with 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Why is it Derek Fisher and why are they pouring liquid on him that I don't think is water? I don't think they had canned water back then. So what's going on here?
No, it's beer. They just won the chip. He's won the championship.
I've never seen a beer pour after a chip. I understand that. But like usually she's champagne. I've never seen beer poured on you.
The champagne bottle wouldn't have fit in the person's hands real quick. It would have been something for design purposes. So
If I was expecting champagne pours and someone poured a fucking beer on my head, I'd be so mad.
This is
be
a 10
like that
to me.
though.
No, it's a
Yeah.
10. It's good quality.
Yeah. Next up, this is not a tattoo, but it's a LeBron James haircut. It's a fade, bro.
See, 10 out of 10. Only because it can go away in 2 weeks.
Yeah. And one thing about Donovan, he's gonna respect a barber. He's gonna put some
I do.
respect on
Facts.
Barberstreet's name.
In my opinion, it is like teachers, first responders, barbers. Like that's like every community needs those, and then we can have a foundation for a solid society. Barbers
That's
are
what keeps us going as
they're
America.
great, man.
Who are we
Based.
without crispy fades? That's what we need to ask.
Nothing. Nothing.
But
we
Donovan,
have
something I
nothing
will
to
say-
stand on if you don't have a crispy fade.
Something I will say though about this tattoo is that your hair is gonna grow out wildly uneven because of the beard in the back. Are you willing to do that for your king?
I'm not doing this, right? This is more of a you thing, right? I'm just saying once again, shout
I'm
out
just
to the
looking for
barber.
personal advice because I'm actually thinking about doing this.
Okay, yeah. Shout out to the barber. He did pretty good work. I like this. This is like a 7 out of 10.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm cool with 7. And look at like to accomplish shading with clippers is pretty insane. I'm not gonna lie. It's
He
a
got
lot of
LeBron's
wrinkles on the
wrinkle
forehead.
lines.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, that is
7's
true.
cool.
The wrinkle
like
line
this.
detail's insane. Okay.
Shout out, man. That's the
let
last one. There
Can't
we
wait till I
go.
get some work done.
All right, let's transition a little bit. Let's talk about some actual basketball. No more tattoos.
Thank you.
We're gonna do a segment we've done before. I'm gonna show you a past NBA player from a different era, and you're gonna tell me who their current day comparison is. So it can be style of play, it can be standing in the league, it could be, their role on a team, whatever it is. Who is a representative in today's NBA?
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay, let's get it.
First off, Tim Duncan.
Oh man.
Who is like the best player, but also like slick, boring, oralist player that you can think of right now?
It's Jason Tatum.
It's Jason
Yo.
Tatum, but I don't want to call him Tim Duncan, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Nikola Jokic.
That's fair. I'm cool with Jokic. I was thinking Mobley just in terms of like the defense and everything. But if we're looking for like never reacts, very little aura, but is also like Tim Duncan at his peak was the best player in the league or one of like the 2 or 3. I think Jokic fits that pretty well.
Okay.
And again, when he retires, I promise you we'll never hear from him, just like we don't hear from Tim Duncan very much.
exactly.
That is true. Okay, I
This is
can
him.
go with that. Yeah.
So, okay. Dwight Howard,
Someone
who has
who's the
no
buff.
footwork, but will dunk on a motherfucker's face so many times that it leads to some good offense.
It's an archetype that's really fallen by the wayside now that I'm thinking about it.
So you have to think of like the modern version, like who's
They don't-
for
they don't
today's
make,
league and today's standards.
they don't make them like that anymore.
They really don't.
Honestly, 2025 Anthony Davis might be the closest because he doesn't dribble like that anymore.
Oh, I know who it is.
Who?
It's Dwight Howard, but he's shrunken. It's fucking Derek Jones Jr.
Oh my god! What the fuck?
Derek Jones Jr. Bro, that's his.
I don't even. What the hell?
Play great defense and just dunk, bro. That's all I need you to do.
But it's gotta be somebody who you like. But you gotta play through that. Like, it has to be somebody that's like their offense is dunk. Yeah.
No one does that though anymore.
It might be Anthony Davis.
I don't know because he does more than
because he doesn't shoot or dribble that much anymore compared to back in the day. He's really getting dunks down low.
Listen,
low key sit on the post.
Low key, I mean, we could talk about Amen Thompson. We could talk about a guy. He's
Amen Thompson, Dwight Howard.
No,
Derek
Jones Jr. is a better
he
fit.
He can't shoot. All he does is like, he's close to the rim.
Yeah, the Dwight Howard comp has like shrunk as the years have gone on.
There's nobody that plays like this anymore. That you would actually like build an offense around this. So like you have to go with role players. You have to go with guys who just have like small.
Should we say
traits
like Jalen Duren, even though he doesn't play fucking defense?
Well, Jalen Duren's not a bad comp, at least visually. Like he's got big ass arms too.
Yeah, he's got giant shoulders. Dwight Howard. I guess that's the best we're gonna do. It's not an archetype.
It doesn't exist anymore. It's gone.
Yeah.
R.I.P. to a fallen soldier.
Zion Williamson, I guess, in terms of like one-dimensional players that are so powerful they can make it work.
That's
he's
not
he's not a two-way player though.
Yeah, he's played one game in 3 years. Nah, I'm good.
Of the Jalen Duren, you get it, I guess. I guess you're a better example.
That's so funny. Damn, dude. Jalen Duren, there are literally no other options, I guess.
You're swole. There you go. Rajon Rondo.
Okay.
Dimer.
Not
Low
necessarily
key
a scoring threat.
2024 John Morant is kind of playing like him. He's not shooting quite as much. He's really focusing on drive and click playmaking.
See, that's not a bad comp because I've always felt like Ja kind of moved in a similar fashion as like Rondo, just the way that he like operates.
Especially like pre ACL Rondo is like who I'm thinking. Like when he was still crazy like he wasn't Ja Morant athletically, but like before he hurt himself and hurt his knee, like he was an insanely fast guy. I don't hate that comp. It's just Ja has shown like so much more of a scoring bag. I feel bad doing it.
Yeah, it's like if you just put springs in Rajon Rondo's shoes. Give him moon boots. Remember moon shoes from those old commercials?
I don't.
Yeah, I do. That's funny.
Yeah, it's Rajon Rondo with moon shoes.
Oh my god.
Damn, there's not a lot of Rajon Rondos again in the league right now.
Would the easiest comp be to just scale him up and just be like Draymond Green?
Or could we be like, this is Tyrese Halliburton during his road games?
Oh, okay.
Now that's Trae Young this year.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Okay. That's fair. Next up, we got Minnesota Kevin Love.
Minnesota Timberwolves. Minnesota K Love kills me all the time. Tubby.
Who's today's doughboy?
They don't give him an opportunity. They don't give my boy Kenny Lofton a chance.
Hey, he's dominant the Shanghai Sharks. He's one of the best in the league, man. But I feel like Sabonis is like an extension of Kevin Love's play style a little bit. You lose the shooting, obviously, but like really physical post ups, and he's like they use him. I feel like Kevin Love was a good passer, and the Wolves just didn't have the talent around him to like use him as a hub that much. But the Kings do it with Sabonis a lot.
Yeah, I guess that's the best example. There's not a lot of what other bigs like really lack mobility like that.
See, it's so tough because like the league is so different than what it was like 5 years ago that you go back like 10, 15, and all of your like favorite archetypes, 80% of them are gone.
Is there some like role player that's like, oh, that's low-key Kevin Love? I'm trying to think.
I don't know. Body type, Zubats reminds me of him a lot, but like they're very different play style wise.
Yeah, I don't know if there's a.
Is Kevin Love? Is Kevin Love
is Sengun the best example?
Low key, he's pretty mobile though. Like we seen him on the perimeter a little bit this year. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean Kevin Love didn't have completely stone feet.
Listen, Kevin Love, it's starting to look like you are a one-of-one talent.
Fuck it, South Alabama. We got it.
Like you have no comparison.
All right, there you go. Dr. J.
This guy's just cool, man.
This is like, just cool as fuck. High flying athleticism. He just looks like he moves different than everybody else and has aura different than everybody else.
You know,
well, that's Amen Thompson is the person that you're describing. Like literally everyone who played the entire NBA is top 1% athletes, and every time they play Amen Thompson, they're like, I've never seen somebody move like this. It's different. He's different. So I mean,
so tough.
Maybe.
Who's a star
cool
version
enough?
of that?
Is he cool?
Is it Anthony Edwards or
maybe?
this is getting too like nifty?
Before the shooting leap, maybe.
Is even he cool enough? Like Dr. J cool is different. He has like an ethereal coolness.
Mm-hmm.
I think if Brandon Miller had OD aura, he would be Dr. J.
Brandon Miller.
Have you seen his posters? Have you seen his dunks this season?
We're disrespecting Dr. J. You're not gonna. What you're not gonna do is put Dr. J and Brandon Miller combos.
Bro,
we're not.
You have not seen Brandon Miller posters this year. He's been coming different.
We can say Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards last season. If we just go 2024, Anthony Edwards.
Yeah,
that version of him is Dr. J.
Watch a 5-minute highlight tape of Jalen Green. There we go.
No.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I'm cool with the Brandon Miller thing, but like to do the Jalen Green comp, I have to step in at some point.
We have to have standards at a certain point.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
At a certain point, we had to ban you.
I just see the
No more
goal
comps.
we're trying to reach, and I'm trying to get it for y'all.
Moses is going through his notes app and just saying like, who did I write down that was hot? Yeah, they got it.
Was hot.
Chris Bosh.
Now this one, I feel like Chris Bosh was ahead of his time as far as like mobile bigs go. Like this is where the league was heading.
It's like a little bit of like Evan Mobley movement patterns, but like Jaren Jackson offensive skill.
Yeah, I like Jaren Jackson as a comp for sure.
Yeah, I like
Evan
that
Mobley too. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, I would say Jaren Jackson just because I also always feel like both of those guys get branded. Bosh gets branded as like a stretch big, and he was like a good mid-range guy, but never really put it together from three. And then Jaren Jackson Jr. in my brain is the same way, where I'm like, oh, he's a stretch big, no problem. And then I check every season, and he's like 35%, 33% from three, and I'm like, yo, what?
Like 5 rebounds a game.
Your jump shot, it's so pretty. Why is it not going in more? But yeah, the way they move, pretty similar.
I like Evan Mobley.
And nobody really plays out of the post these days. So I think if Chris Bosh came up today, he'd be more perimeter oriented and dribble a little more like Jaren Jackson does.
I like it.
Okay, all right, that's an easier one. What we got next? Where's my keyboard? Joakim Noah.
This is one of my favorite ones. Joakim Noah would thrive in today's game with his passing, his defense.
He's not as good, but an irritant the same way is Jeremy Sohan. I feel like where
Really?
like Noah was always just pissing the other team off, and we've seen like several moments this season from Sohan where he's like, "Yeah, I don't like the Houston Rockets," when they had to play them 3 times over the next 5 games or something.
Yeah, Jeremy Sohan he also publicly was having beef with LeBron James too. Joakim Noah did the same exact shit.
True.
I like where you're going.
True. Sohan also has the wild, ugly shooting form. He shoots free throws.
True.
Shoots free throws
like,
weird.
If you had Jeremy Sohan's mind into Isaiah Hartenstein's body and skills, then you get Joakim Noah.
That's a scary thought. Yeah. Shout out to Prime Noah, man. He was good. He was legit good.
Okay, I like it. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Isaiah Hartenstein's a pretty close offensive comp, though.
Okay.
Joe Johnson.
A lot of players. So many guys I could list off in my mind.
Cam Thomas, I guess. It's just smaller.
Yeah.
I guess.
Sure.
I don't hate Brandon Ingram here. Just
That's
in big forward who really likes to methodically score. But I feel like Miller or Ingram probably a better passer. We've said that he's underrated already on this pod. He's very good at passing, and that's I don't know, but it's
all
right.
older Paul George, but with less defense.
I was gonna say Paul George out there because of how he moves. Yeah,
but obviously he doesn't have the shackles that Paul George had in his prime.
Yeah.
Okay.
Donovan.
Again, kind of a one-of-one talent.
Oh my gosh.
There'll never be another.
There won't be. They won't be. They don't make him like this anymore. I don't know what to tell you.
What about Joe Johnson makes him so unique to you that they don't make him like this?
Right. So I told you before, right? So in basketball, there's a super threat position that you try to play out of, right? Nah. I'm cool with that. Yeah, I'm cool with y'all's comp.
Barry Miller's a good one.
Yeah.
Scottie Pippen.
There's a lot of these too, where it's like defensive-minded, like passing forwards who could score.
This
a
is
little bit.
Jason Tatum.
Yeah, I'm
It's
about to
just
say this is
Jason
just
Tatum.
a little bit worse version of Jason Tatum.
All right.
I don't know about a little bit worse.
All right.
I don't know about worse.
Oh, it's a little bit worse. Just a little bit.
Apparently, we're not done with the '90s. I guess. I think we're all in agreement there, but whatever. Now, Tatum's a solid comp, like a natural evolution of what Pippen was doing.
I feel like there's also some Scotty Barnes in there.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like Scotty Barnes more than Tatum. Yeah.
Yeah. Like if Scotty
Okay,
Barnes
I like
played with his version of Michael Jordan, like if Scotty Barnes could be the second guy to Anthony Edwards, he would fill a lot of gaps that a star needs next to him.
No, that would
Hey
be
man, we gotta make that happen.
No, dude.
Nah, I need Scotty Barnes as a sidekick. It'd be sick.
Nah, their team's PR team is gonna be in hell constantly between these two. Hell.
No, we gotta get Scotty Barnes back in the Pistons so we can be Caden him again. That'd be perfect.
Oh, that'd be good.
Cade, Scotty.
That'd be kind of fire.
That
Scotty
would-
and Cade, that'd be kind of fire.
That'd be perfect.
Should we? Be GMs?
Hell yeah! This is a great pod where we just sit around. What if these two good guys played together? I think that would be fun. You know.
J.R. Smith.
Ooh, again, I think
so
there's a lot of these
heat
guys
check.
around the league.
Yeah, heat check shooter around the league.
Shooter, but also you gotta keep the personality in mind. Who
Yeah,
embodies
that's
J.R.
the
Smith
thing.
energy?
Like
Oh,
We've-
personality too wise. Okay.
we're joking about like one of ones right now. If we're
This is one of one.
if you're trying to keep
Oh,
the
I've never joked.
personality here, it's genuinely 101 with JR. Like, there's not that many guys who are like, I know I'm a role player. I know I'm not the most important guy on the team. I'm gonna do my job, but at the same time, you're gonna get like the craziest shit in the world from me twice a game. Like, I'm gonna do something insane.
Who has that brain? I mean, there's a little bit of Malik Monk, but Malik Monk has more PR training.
Yeah, that's not terrible because they're also like electric athlete. Prime J.R.
Yeah.
Smith, he was insane. I'm cool with Malik. Like Malik Monk, if J.R. had like the devil on his shoulder wasn't always winning in terms of like shot selection.
They don't make guards anymore with devils on their shoulders. Everybody has PR training. Everybody says the right things. Where are the J.R. Smiths? That's why the ratings are down. We don't got J.R. Smiths anymore.
Damn, I wish Deion Waiters was still in the league because I would be like, that's him.
Where are the Dion Waiters? They don't exist anymore. They've gotten this smushed out of them, and now they're all Tyus Jones.
Ew.
Yeah. What happened to creativity,
It's a sad
bro?
sight.
Fuck.
It's a sad sight, man.
I guess James Booknight was the last one. I don't know where he is.
G League.
He was not the last one. I tell you that.
G League.
Benedict Mathurin. Is there a little J.R. Smith in Benedict
Sure,
Mathurin?
yeah. I think, yeah.
It could be.
I actually
There's
like
a lot of
you
guys
said
who are
his
like
you said his name and Mo perked up. Mo
Yeah.
loves Benedict.
Benedict?
There's like
Where?
guys who are like JR with no aura. Where like Rozier, I feel like you could say maybe with his shot selection at the end of games. I feel like Tim Hardaway Jr. is in a similar spot where it's like the Pistons. They don't necessarily need a shot. He takes the shot. Sometimes he goes in. Yeah, so I don't know.
There's a lot of versions of J.R. Smith out there.
Yeah.
Because early career J.R. Smith is very different from like late career J.R. Smith.
Facts.
That's when he was at his best. What you mean?
We need to find out who the Michael Jordan of J.R. Smith is.
I was talking about who's the Michael Jordan of J.R. Smith? Tim Hardaway? The OG?
No.
Maybe.
Who that be? Is that like
It's gotta be like a low-level all-star that's a little bit crazy.
Low key, like is Peja Stojakovic a fair comp or are they too different? Where it's like just shooter, crazy shooter. But Peja was so
yeah.
Respect Peja. He was good, dude.
No, you're right. You're right. If we're just talking about mindset and attitude when you step onto the court.
Monte Ellis.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's better.
Okay. That's
That's
good.
the Michael Jordan of J.R.
That's
Smith.
good.
That's better. Yeah.
Ooh, okay, next thing. I think we have some quotes here. I don't know what that means. What are we doing? What are we doing, Domo? What do you prepare for us?
Over the years, there have been some famous NBA quotes. Michael Jordan once said, F them kids. We've also heard plenty of
I
quotes.
love that he didn't actually say that. He didn't really say that shit.
Hell up. Damn. Keep going. Yeah, anyways, famous NBA quotes. Deion Waiters once said, look, there's so many NBA quotes over the years. I want you guys to go ahead. No, I didn't remember. I think it's a part of this goddamn slideshow.
Deion said, yeah, there's so many quotes, man.
I almost ruined the goddamn TikTok because it's a part of this shit right now. That's why I was like, oh shit, I can't say that.
There's so many quotes.
So many quotes over the last few
quotes
years.
if you think about it. who's
And I want you guys to rate them on a scale of 1 to 10.
How was one expected to remember that?
Okay,
man.
I'm sorry. Continue.
All right. First quote up. We got LeBron James. Back in the day, he said, before the game even started, I said he was probably going to score 70 points tonight. I don't know what made me say that. My friends whipped me, and I was like, okay. When he got to 70, I was like, he might as well go for 80.
Why'd you say whipped like that?
What are you talking about?
Whip me.
Oh, I love this. This is the origin of the LeBron James is a liar movement. Man said he predicted Kobe's 81-point game. All right, man.
Shut up, LeBron.
It's crazy that the meme has gone so far. I really did not know like the genesis of it. Like I didn't know that this is what he was predicting when he was lying in that clip. And so
he woke up
cool.
and said Kobe's gonna score 81 against the Toronto Raptors on this random Thursday morning.
He just had a feeling, and that's why he's the GOAT. That's why I like Michael Jordan never felt that way. That's the thing.
Exactly.
I guess we're giving this a 10 then.
Yeah,
It has to be 10. You can't name another player of his caliber predicting the future like this. It's 10.
Hey, he was right. So you gotta give him a 10 for correctness.
Exactly. He was just late telling us. That's it.
I don't believe it.
10 out of 10, nevertheless.
Next up, we got Joe Mazzulla saying, I'm always up to get knocked out. I think that's important too. If you can't go through the day hoping you don't get knocked out, I don't know what do you do.
Listen, y'all. Joe Mazzulla is quickly rising up as one of the greatest speakers we've ever had in NBA history. Every 2 days, something comes out of his mouth and you're like, wow, that's kind of wild. But if you think about it for 2 seconds, it's the most profound thing you've ever heard in your life. I'm giving this
What
a
have you
10 out
done
of
from
10.
this quote? Something impacted
Real
you
as fuck.
directly.
He woke up and he's like, damn, I hope I get my shit rocked today. That'd be great.
Yeah. It's crazy to have Wemby, like Mazzulla is doing for quotes what Wemby is doing for basketball, where it's like every week after week, it's like, how much higher can this guy go? And then he just gets up and it's like, dude, what's the ceiling here? I'll give this an 8 because I feel like I could go through Mazzulla quotes and find one. I prefer the insane ones, and like this is intense, but I want him to be like, it's like, what are you talking about, Joe? Like
Somebody
can't
asked
even
him
relate.
about somebody asked him about the third quarter run the Miami Heat made, and he's just like, I need you to break me down atom by atom so I can be risen up anew again.
Yeah.
This is a 10. Inspirational. Next quote. Joe Mazzulla says, there's no fouls in war. You either die or you don't.
What
That's
about
too
10?
real. Too real. It's a 10.
It's a 10 out of 10.
Yeah,
All hits,
this is
no
what I'm
misses.
talking about. Yeah. This is what a 10 looks like from Joe, where it's like, holy shit, are you okay? Do you need to talk to someone, Mazzulla?
Not even.
Talk
It's
to
like,
someone. I wish I had a Boston Celtics uniform right now because I want to play for someone
I
like
want
that.
to run through a wall, baby.
It's just facts. You either die or you don't. Like, that is just the realest shit anybody could ever say.
All the reporters are just like, true, okay.
You can't argue with him.
Exactly. That's facts. On to the next play,
10 out of
bucko.
10. Did you die? No. Get back on defense, idiot.
Yeah. Simple as that. Joe Mazzulla again. It's win or die.
Yo, it's real. This is real. This is straight Talladega Nights. You're either first or you're last. This is a winner's mentality. I'm telling you, I have done a complete 180 on Joe Mazzulla. He is now arguably my favorite coach in NBA history. I don't even watch Celtics games anymore. I wait until after the game just to watch the press conferences. It is amazing TV.
It's win
Third
or
quarter.
die.
It's like fourth quarter of the West game, and you're like, oh shit, the Celtics press conference is on right now, and you
Yeah.
just change the channel real quick. I'll give this. I'll give this a 9. I like it well. I mean, Mazzulla, like I said, he's a very talented guy, and this is incredibly true. You know,
Now, I
it's
will
either
say,
you win or you die.
Joe Mazzulla is not for everyone. I cannot let my kids around when Joe Mazzulla's up for his press conference. It's not that deep.
Tripping.
Win or die. What if my little brother sees this? He's like, if I don't fucking win, I'm gonna die, and he just decides to hate basketball, bro.
Then tell him to get in the lab and get some buckets. Are you dumb?
Exactly.
He's the
He's
be
eight.
better. He won't die.
Yeah. I also
Sink or
like
swim,
this
bitch. What are you talking about?
You gonna talk to an 8-year-old like that?
Yes.
I
Boy
like
by
this one
fired. The fuck?
because there's probably been a ton of coaches throughout the history of the NBA who have tried to move like this, who have tried to be like, I'm a psycho. I don't care. You know, like I've truly it's win or it's die. Like I want to win so bad. And most of them just flame out and we don't remember it at all and it doesn't matter. But Mazzulla being the coach of this dominant Celtics team, it gives him a platform to be a psychopath. And, like,
Who was
be
that
taken
psycho that coached
seriously.
the Bulls that one year and they all hated him?
Oh,
Not Fred Hoiberg, the guy before that he was there for literally 1 year and he ran that shit like a D3 college.
I think his name starts
and
with a B or something like that.
The
Oh, no.
players revolted.
He was bald.
Man,
What was
I'm
his
gonna listen. You guys figure it out. I'm gonna look it up right now.
Yeah, but
was
he was
bald as
insane like
shit.
that. He made them run suicides out there on the court like they were fucking
You
15-year-olds.
need that.
They made a whole
Exactly.
billboard saying fire this guy.
Exactly.
All
He's
right.
like, what are you talking
So
about?
we have Jim Boylan.
Fred, yeah,
Jim
Jim Boylan.
Boylan.
Yeah.
there we
Jim
go.
Boylan
Okay.
from 2018 to 2020, his career record 39 and 84,
Woo!
a
Peak Bulls
317
basketball.
win percentage.
Next up, we got Joe Mazzulla again.
Oh my god.
Derek White in press conference said when he won coach of the month, I said, "Hey, congratulations!" And he just looked at me and said, "Nobody cares."
Nobody cares.
This is real. This is real. I like the coach of the month, player of the month stuff. It's cool. You get to, throw some shine on people who have been playing well for a couple weeks. Nobody ever remembers player of the month, coach of the month. It does not matter. This is, once again, just Joe Mazzulla being the realest coach in the NBA.
One of the
That's all he
realest
can
ever
be.
do it.
Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. Like, because if this was a losing team, his players would just walk away from this interaction and be like, what a dick. Like, I just tried to congratulate him, and he was super mean about it. But since he's a winner,
Imagine
since
going
all
to
he
the
cares
fucking
about is
front.
winning.
Joe Mazzulla told me no one cares. I won
Yeah.
player of the week. He told me run suicides. Next up, we got Michael Jordan. He said, "You're an idiot. You screwed up every play we've ever ran. You're too stupid to even remember the plays. We ought to get rid of you." I think he was. I
I'm
forget who was
such-
he talking to.
Horace
Bill
Grant.
Cartwright. Oh, okay,
Horace Grant. I love this. I love it with all my heart, actually. I think it's exactly how you need to talk to people that suck at their jobs.
Okay, damn. All right.
Damn, bro. You want to talk to
Damn,
your
okay.
to the guy who's packaging the meat for you at the grocery store?
No, this is how we don't play 2K and I'm in park and my center is telling me he can't grab a rebound. I'm like, you're dumb as rocks. Get off the court, bitch. What are you doing out here?
As somebody who has played center with Isaac in Park, I can confirm this.
Oh, those days were nightmarish. Holy fuck, I remember that. Your guy was
Like,
ass.
set the screen to the left. That's won't do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's killer mentality. That's what it is. That's what this kind of like soft participation trophy generation right now would understand. Is that you kind of have to be mean in order to be the best, and so that's why Michael Jordan was Michael Jordan. It's because of the mentality like this. I'll give it an 8.
Okay. Do you know how many fines the NBA would charge him at the end of the year? It's ridiculous. He'd run a bill.
Can you imagine if Anthony Edwards said this to Rudy Gobert?
Everybody
I'd
would
love it.
clap.
Oh my god.
You would clap. I'd be like, have some decorum. Where's your class?
No. We would like it. It's just simple and plain. I'm sorry.
I find it quite funny. I'll go 9 out of 10. I'm always for humor. 9 out of 10. This is objectively hilarious.
7 out of 10. Next up, this comes from Kobe Bryant. He says, "Friends come and go, but bangers or banners hang forever."
Hey. Hell yeah.
Bangers hang forever.
It's
That
actually
shit was
tweets
a
off,
banger,
get those
bro.
bangers.
it's a Kanye quote actually, and so it's not about basketball. It's about music.
This is such a bar, bro. I was like, man, I feel I'm levitating right now. This was a banger.
I'll give
You
it
know
like
what's funny?
I'll give it like a
This is-
7.5 and 8. It's a classic Kobe quote, you know, where
It
it's
is.
like, yeah, I believe he said that. That is in line with everything.
I
else.
believe he agrees with that, and I believe he probably thinks this is such a superstar quote for like a 32-year-old. Once you're 45, you look back and you're like, damn, I wish I had some friends. Banners, I wish I was sociable. I don't know if anybody above the age of 34 would agree with this.
Unless you are an ultimate winner like Kobe Bryant, and then you are completely okay with your decision. That's what it takes to be the best. Takes that
I'm at
mentality.
home. I'm sad. All my teammates hate me, but I got jewelry on.
It's not
also-
meant for everybody. I wouldn't expect you to get it.
It's funny to contrast it with the Michael Jordan quote, because it's like Michael Jordan's was like, hey, on the basketball court, you're being a dumbass. And Kobe's like, hey, person to person, I don't really like you that much. Like, I'm fine if you're out of my life forever.
I don't really like it.
Yeah, it's elite.
Yeah. 101. Truly 101, man. Next up, we got
10 out of
Dion
10.
Waiters.
10 out of 10.
I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9, because you go 0 for 9, that means you stopped shooting. That means you just lost confidence.
Hey.
Come on.
Spin
Come
bars.
Come on.
Yeah.
This 10 out of 10. There's no other way to put it. I mean, this is true. You want everybody through the good times and the bad times to have as much self-confidence as possible. And that is what Dion Waiters put on paper, put on wax when he said this.
He created one of the greatest meme templates of all time, too, bro.
Yeah, I don't even
understand.
care about the self-confidence aspect. I just like when a quote like actually works its way into the like general public the way this one had. Like, I feel like I've heard people who barely know or don't know basketball say, yeah, I'd rather go 0 for 30 than 0 for 9 in regards to like whatever. So yeah, I'll give it.
I know
10.
exactly
Like,
what you're talking about.
Yeah.
You won't say
yeah.
it. I
When it's
will.
in that regards to-
Yeah,
Anytime
exactly.
some dude goes ahead and like shoots at some girl's DM, he's
Shoots
like,
a girl.
no, shoots at some girl's DM, and they miss. They just immediately on to the next, on to the next, on to the next. That's how you create monsters. And so I kind of don't like this, and I kind of want to drop it from a 9 to like a 3. Dangerous person.
You want to lower it because it set a bad precedent for young masculinity across the world.
Exactly.
I'll just
bro. Focus
the
on
only
yourself. Let's be
the only
real.
problem is like at the park. This is the worst advice you could like have, is because bad players will just be like, well, Dion Waiters said, and it's like, you're not Dion Waiters, man. None of us are. Can you just pass the ball, please?
And even if it was Dion Waiters, if Dion Waiters was 0 for 9 in a basketball game, people would be upset if he was still missing.
yeah.
You get to 0 for 14, it's like, all right, man, this guy needs to be on the bench.
Like, we're playing a 12. How do you have 30 shots? Why are you shooting this much?
Next up, we got LaMelo Ball saying, life is sweet, but sometimes old people just don't get it.
What can I say?
It's classic
The
LaMelo
olds
Ball.
don't get it. It's
They
true.
don't get
It's
it. They
big
don't
fact.
understand.
They don't understand.
They don't understand.
You ever talk to a 35-year-old? They don't get it.
About
Sometimes
35 is the line.
Wait, why
He
you
said,
feel
damn, I don't
attacked,
got
bro?
long. Fuck.
Oh my god.
Oh, man, I'm running out of
God
time.
forbid you talk to a 55-year-old. They definitely don't get it.
I mean, they're cooked. It's done then. Like,
Yeah,
you've done all you could do.
It's a very LaMelo Ball. It's a very like star player on a bad team kind of quote, where it's like, yeah, I know everything. Okay, I think I know. I think I know enough that like I don't really need your advice, pal. I'm literally leading the league in all-star voting, and so yeah, I'll give it a 7. I like it.
Homie in his old world. I like this type of delusion. I give it like an 8.
I love delusion. That's exactly how you should phrase it. Delusion's hilarious.
This type of delusion, though, is just like, you just won't understand. Next quote comes from Devin Booker. This happened when they initially traded for Bradley Beal and competed the Big Three. He said, I'm saying it respectfully, I don't know how teams are going to guard us.
That's tough. That's tough. It's sad because it's just like someone getting on the Titanic and being like, what are we gonna hit, an iceberg? Like, what's wrong? So like in retrospect, it's like, damn, they're gonna guard you like that, and it's not gonna go that well. So
Someone going into work on a random day. Is this never mind.
All right. What is wrong with you?
What is going on
What's
right
your problem? What is your problem,
What is
man?
going on right now?
Man, go to the next segment, man. What's your problem?
Obviously, this is a 0 out of 10 age, like fucking yogurt, bro.
There's just so many other examples that you could have did. Like,
I can't fucking breathe.
Okay, next
This is a
quote.
0 out of 10. Oh my
God
god.
damn. We got Jalen Brown saying, I think this was when he was talking to Taylor Rooks, possibly. I'll have 6 rings by the age of 28. Mark my words. I hope you'll be alive to witness that. How's Jalen
listen,
Brown?
man. Listen, man. This is, well, first of all, he has like 1 ring. And so I get it, right? I'm giving it a 10 out of 10 because, like the other quotes, it's real, right? I understand delusion, right? I get it. So it's like sometimes you just have to try and speak things into existence to try to get into, a certain situation that you want to. And sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it falls flat on your face.
I can't even blame him. He was in a setting, in an environment that brings delusion out of every NBA player that sits in that chair. He's just a symptom of a wider cause.
I would have said some more nonsensical shit if I was him. I would have said, I'm winning 12 in 3 years.
I remember a tweet someone said he got about 6 months left to win 5 rings. You better get going.
yeah, this literally established like the precedent of like people saying insane shit to Taylor Rooks. I'm pretty sure like this was by far the biggest example. I'll give it like a 3 because it's tough. I'm fine with manifesting, but it's tough. It's tough to give all of your haters like a very clear point to be like, ha, come back to this in 6 years or whatever, and you'll see. And then it's 6 years later, and it's like, damn, I haven't done shit. Oh, well, they won a ring, so whatever. He's up in the overall picture.
And it could have
We'll
been
give it a 3.
It could have
zero if
been
they never won.
very, it could have been very easy, right? He could have just said like, oh, you know what? I have 6 rings by the age of 28, and just like said that. It's to mark my words, and I hope you'll be alive to witness it. Like, okay, you're going a little too far here. You're doing a little much.
relax.
Mark my words. You telling people that they're gonna rue the day? Relax, Jalen. Calm down.
Good day.
Mark my words, on Isaac's soul, I'll have 6 rings by the end of this.
Calm down.
And if
Why
I
are
don't
you
come
as a-
kill me right now, I'm with Isaac right here. He wearing a red hoodie, white hat. He's right here.
Like Kevin Gates. May God kill both my kids if I don't have 6 rings.
Strike them down now.
May God strike them down.
Hey, oh my
It's
God.
like, yo, you didn't have to go that far. It wasn't that serious.
All right, man. Last thing we're going to do.
We're asking if you were gonna drop an album. You over here putting your kids on the line. It's crazy.
Dude, I never knew
Last
you
thing
said
we're
that.
gonna
That's
do-
crazy.
We're going to play Keep 4, Cut 4 again.
All right.
This is essentially, I'm asking you guys to blind rank these 8 players, but in 2 groups. The first 4 are players you keep. The last 4 are players you cut. So you can blind rank them, put them, in the numbers. But what really matters is which of the 2 groups they fall into.
Okay.
So one by one, you have to, hope that I don't pick somebody better. First name. These are all going to be point guards, by the way. I got a theme for you today.
Oh,
Okay.
First player, Cade Cunningham.
This is
I'm
hard.
keeping Cade. Like,
I'm going 5.
First cut?
He might be the first cut. I don't know. This is
He's
hard.
played
He's
well.
like commenting to rip you in half.
He's played well. He's just about to make his first All-Star team. Like I know we're all happy for Cade, but like we can relax.
Really?
So you think there's gonna be 4 more All-Stars on here?
Maybe, yes.
Okay. Hey, you guys know Isaac better than I do, so I'll trust. Well,
Well,
the instincts.
I don't know though, because Isaac is a noted game player. He does love shenanigans. So I don't know what he would
Let's
put
keep
on
Cade. There has to be a shitter on here. I don't know how many shitters.
That's
there
what
are
I'm
gonna be, but
saying.
Let's
I'm
keep
cool
Cade.
with
Let's keep
Cade
him.
at like 4.
Yeah, let's keep Cade.
Are you keeping Cade?
Yeah,
we'll
we're
put Cade
keeping
at
Cade.
4. I'm gonna trust y'all.
Oh, Donovan's been outvoted. Okay. Number 2, Steph Curry.
Keep. It's got to
One.
be keep, right?
One.
Like,
Yeah, we have to keep him.
Put about
We
one.
have to keep him. Yeah, we got to keep him.
is he
There needs
one
to-
though?
I don't know
that's
if he's
the
one.
question. Yeah.
He's just one of the guys.
Okay, either way, you're keeping him. That's clear.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
gonna go
cool
one or
with
two.
him at like 2. Let's put. I feel like we should leave the top spot. Like, I feel like there'll be someone crazy on here.
Okay,
I'm
go
praying
Curry
that
too.
Shay's here. Praying.
Tony Parker.
Cut. Fuck up out of here.
Damn, that was quick. You kept Cade, but you're cutting Tony?
God damn.
Someone
that's
got to be
crazy.
cut, bro. But I have to. If we would have cut Cade, then I would have kept Tony. But there's only so
Yeah.
much space, bro.
Yeah, that's on us. That's
Cade's
on
more
us.
complete.
Yeah, like with where we are right now in the list, I feel like we have to keep the spots open. So I'm
Yeah.
cool with Tony at like 5.
Okay.
All right, we'll do that. We'll put Tony at 5.
LaMelo Ball.
6.
Yeah.
We are not putting LaMelo Ball over Cade Cunningham and Tony Parker. We're
Yeah, I
not
can't
making that
do it.
mistake.
Okay, yeah. Cut LaMelo, whatever. Cut LaMelo. Okay. We got a name here, though.
Okay. Lonzo Ball.
Oh my
7.
God.
We have to go 7.
Yeah. Or I'm getting very fearful that these.
Wait,
names
have
are
we
getting
put
better.
anybody in 8 yet?
No,
Nope.
no. I feel like we should go 8. Look.
Okay, yeah.
Like,
We'll go 8.
Okay, so now you got 1, 3, and 7 left. How you guys
Oh.
feeling? You feeling good about this so far?
Yeah. Feel
I'm
kind of
feeling
solid.
solid. We could bring it home.
Feel terrible.
Yeah, look, cutting Parker's a little tough, but you can live. You can recover.
Damn it.
Jamal Murray.
Oh my God.
That's
You only got 3 spots left. Do you want to?
Yo, that's so tough. Because I do like not even like emotional Nuggets fan here. I do feel like there's got to be somebody worse in the last 2. Like I feel like he's gonna ship. I feel like he's gonna shit post us with one of them.
Yeah. I ain't
but
gonna lie. I
there's-
fumble this.
There's no justification for Jamal over like all the people on this list.
I fumbled this so bad, y'all. Tony Parker.
You know what?
forgive me.
Jamal's
Yeah,
the
I'm
champion.
cool.
Let's just put him at 3.
What? 3?
We have to keep 7 open. If there's
No.
gonna be if you think that there's gonna be somebody worse than Jamal, then we should keep 7 open.
I think
That's the question.
I think Jamal's probably gonna be the worst they were gonna get.
Okay.
All right, Jamal at 7. Everybody's getting kept now. So
Next up, we got Steve Nash.
Oh, I'm
okay,
cool with
2.
Yeah, I'm cool with Nash too.
Okay,
No
Curry, I thought
words.
Curry was at 2. You want Curry at 1?
Oh, we have 3.
Oh,
so
yeah.
Curry was
Oh, yeah,
at
we
2. We have
did.
1 and 3.
Okay, now you have number 3 left. Is the last one here. Last player on this list is Shelvin Mack.
Ah. Cool. Congratulations. You got us. Wow.
Wow.
Oh man.
Now Shelvin Mack or Jamal Murray.
Who's to say?
Fuck.
Shelvin Mack led the Magic in assists in 2018 with 3.9 per game.
That is
Oh
true.
my god.
That's a fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, we
Damn.
got that.
Shout out to Mac, man. Shout out to the
Has
Mac.
Jamal Murray ever led his team in assists? I don't think so.
I don't think so. I don't think we need any context for that. I think it's just straight up. That's why Mac is better. You know.
Wow.
And that's the end of the episode. If you're still here, comment, shout out Shelvin Mack. And if you're really still here, you watched the full 3 hours, again, head to that top comment, pinned to the description, all of that, and check out the new channel, Project 94, with me and Jack.
Tap in.
Yay! Thanks for having me on, guys. This is always super fun.
Woo, appreciate
Thanks
you
for
for
playing
coming.
games, and I'm looking forward to doing this new show with Isaac. It'll be super fun. It'll be just like this, maybe 5% better and more fun and more entertaining.